Hello, and welcome to VR Master League here today for our exciting conclusion of the season for both Europe and North America. Starting off with our championships, our bronze matches first today. We've got the lower bracket finals for that match coming up in about half an hour from now. Starting after that, it depends on when the bronze match ends because it is best of 5. We will be going straight to the championships as well, not too far afterwards. What are you doing? High five thing again, or?
I was poking you. I was just poking you.
Oh, don't poke the door. It's unsafe. You might get splinters. But on that note, hello, I'm Palidore. That right there, that's SirDimwi. That down there, that's Sputnik. And in that corner, that's Wit. He doesn't say much, but that's Wit.
Oh, he says a lot. You just don't hear Wit saying a lot.
True. All the oohs and ahs. If any of you watch the rebroadcast of the North American round robin the other day, I overlaid my audio on it just to fix a few of the live issues that we had with my mic, and you can hear Wit a few times doing his oohs and ahs on those big plays, like in that Infinite Joker game. So just a note, he does speak, you just can't hear it.
I can say it definitely adds a bit to, from my perspective, adds a bit to the broadcast. It almost feels like you have a live audience there with you reacting to what's going on in the game. I always love having working cams for that reason specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a third or fourth caster in himself. So hey, but yeah. So for everyone at home, thanks for joining us bright and early for the North Americans for sure. Middle of the afternoon there for our European friends, and yeah. So today we've got a rematch from yesterday. It's gonna be a good one. This one. So I'm gonna go to Sputnik right here because Sputnik, you witnessed this match yourself, casted it there with Swiift between Washed Up and Phantoms. So how was it, and what do you expect from specifically Washed Up going into today?
Well, from Washed Up, I expect a lot of heavy momentum play. They get on a roll, and then they just continue to run with it. And they got momentum against Phantoms in the first round of that matchup yesterday, and it was an incredibly strong performance from Washed Up. You had Finn making a lot of terrific saves, a lot of terrific shots, and Boop just making massive threes against Phantoms, and then he continued to make the same massive shots against Vertigo. So going into this match, I expect a lot of explosive offense from Washed Up.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, they're an explosive team. They're fast. Their stacks are great. They've got again the fantastic offense, especially you're mentioning Boop there. You're mentioning Finn. Finn is a player who enables her teammates with whatever team she's playing with. I mean, she can shoot, but more often than not, you'll see with Finn that she does prioritize the passing game a lot. She looks for those extra passes. She tries to be an enabler and kind of a floor general in that aspect.
Yeah, she fits that role really well. And what's notable is they won the open qualifier with Lone Gecko. Finn was kind of just a just-in-case substitute. And Lone Gecko broke his arm. Finn comes in for the closed qualifier, and she performs just as well as everybody else on the team. I mean, really, some of the passes we saw her take were just so skillful in how she was able to get that space from the defender and open up the lane wide enough for someone to send that pass to her and her to get it, and then her to get it into the bubble. We saw it a few times. She's a phenomenal player. She fits the role with these guys. She plays so well with them, and there's definitely a respect there, especially as we move into the finals. They you have to trust your teammates, and they definitely trust her with them at their side.
Absolutely. And then, of course, mentioning Boop, we got on it a little bit yesterday, but just how complete of a player he is, despite the fact that he didn't play on a actual rostered team for most of season 1. He was a sub for a lot of it until they came in that challenge qualifiers that you mentioned there. But he is a complete player. Is showing it all. First in the early days, as I mentioned before, known as just a striker. He made those shots. He was one of the most accurate shooters in the 2017 days, 2018, when at a time where there weren't a lot of accurate shooters. People still kind of learning the ropes of Echo Arena for the first time. And but now he is just he can pass. He can defend. He can brawl. He can save shots. He's a good goalie as well. We've seen that over the weeks and over the last several months. He's very well-rounded in that regard and still a top-tier player.
No, he certainly can do it all. There's a reason he's so well known, not just in Europe but in America as well. He's not, there's a lot of crossover. A lot of players know each other from each region, but there's certain players that just everybody knows, and Boop is one of those players among the best, and certainly among the best in Europe. Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's a reason too. He's one of the only ones, perhaps the only one in Europe at this point who has been to every single land, competed at that. Over on this side, I've been to all the lands, barring the first EU regional back in 2017, but haven't competed at all of them. The last Leicester, I was just there for funsies. But for Boop, he's been right there at the top level of just every season of every league. Even Echo Combat. So just ever present.
Oh, that's right. They have that combat team. I always forget about that. But they have a very, very good combat team. That definitely, when they compete, they definitely bring it to the top teams over there in combat for sure.
Yeah, and it's a fun time. I'm looking forward to the day that I get to see Boop again, so I can finally get his autograph, which he keeps denying me somehow. But I feel like it's almost
maybe one day.
I feel like at first, like the first land, he really didn't want to give it to me, But like later on, he was willing, but just because of the running joke, like he's not gonna give his autograph to me just because it's funny at this point. But make no mistake, he totally would if it weren't for the optics of it all. Just saying. So for these other teammates, bad internet, by the way. We got to shout him out as well, because for as much as we're saying, Boop is this dominant offensive player, bad internet, he has seriously impressed as well, whether it was in preseason on the Toxic Units team, whether it was on the Jesters for about half of Season 1 here, before they split up. He is a ridiculous offensive player. He also showed it just substituting, but you can see on some of Bad Internet's highlights, just the fact that he can score from every angle. He has a lot of clever moves. There's nothing simple looking about his drives a lot of the time when he's going into the goal or what have you. He's a very just skilled with getting making clever moves, clever plays, taking defenses off guard. It's fun watching him just do the dirty work on offense in a multitude of ways.
No, and he slotted in really well with Boop and Gecko and Finn, and the way these guys all play together, they mesh. I'm just going to repeat myself, they mesh really well. He's an incredible striker there. He's willing to pass it across the crease when he needs to. He's able to hit those precision passes around the bubble. Sometimes you don't have the room to work with that you want or that you're hoping for, and you're kind of in need of some points, so you force it a little bit, and in those situations you really need those precision passes, and Bad Internet is definitely one of those guys that he can hit you. You can't leave even a little bit of room, because he's going to slot that into that receiver sitting behind the goal, and they're going to be able to put it in, especially if it's Boop or Gecko or Finn, any of those guys behind the goal. They're going to put it in, and he's going to get it to them. Yeah,
absolutely. So of course, Gecko, you already mentioned, was in the Challengers Cup to help him qualify. As far as I know, will not be playing because of an arm injury, so that will be Finn coming in. But Gecko, longtime player as well since the original days, and one of the longtime teammates of Boop across multiple teams over the years. Same with Finn coming in, and in preseason, they were on Team Blast together. Those three. So just the chemistry factor, the familiarity is there. We know that. So just like with, Taco on Thursday and Bad Internet, those two players, they've been teammates, as I said, in Toxic Units as well, and Jesters. Taco on Thursday coming in, one of the great goalies as well in Europe, just showing his skills off in that regard. And Sputnik, I know you love your goalies, so maybe I'll let you take this one.
Well, going into this, I'm looking forward to just terrific saves. I'm not too familiar with the goalies of Europe, the European division, so everything's been a learning experience for me. Goalie play requires a lot of focus, and not only does goalie casting require watching a lot of matches, because saves are few and far between, and it's gonna be a day full of impressive defensive play in that bubble. And I'm just looking forward to really starts to shine among these top teams, this top three going into these finals. So between all of these goalies, I'm really expecting Finn to come away with some terrific saves. Torin to come away with some amazing saves. He came away with some amazing saves yesterday. And looking at Gravity, who is the goalie for Gravity, the main backline player for Gravity?
Typically Al Pacino. Simon also capable of doing so. In fact, Simon, we'll get to Team Gravity in a little bit, but yeah, typically those two. So we'll save that for a later time. But to answer your question, yes, typically Alp.
So, but to hand it off back to you, I'm looking forward to some great saves today.
Well, indeed. So save the date, I suppose. But moving on to our next team, it's, well, the team that, whether it's a good thing or bad thing, and we'll get to that in a second, Phantoms had history made yesterday. And so this is the interesting thing that I mentioned towards the end of that cast as well for the Phantoms. They went 24-0 in the regular season. They dropped their first match of the whole season yesterday. They almost dropped it against washed up in the first round, the quarterfinals there yesterday. Went to 3 rounds, but they still pulled it through. And then facing off against Team Gravity yesterday in the semifinals, they dropped that match for again, first time this season, and made their way down here to the lower bracket. Now, the interesting thing, I say that could actually be a good thing, because no one wants to go to the losers bracket, sure, but they had, first of all, 1 day to just completely reset themselves, reset their mentality, get some sleep, get some rest, eat up, drink up, talk about what went right, what went wrong, and they can reorganize here today and still dominate. The reason why it's potentially a good thing they lost is because the expectation is finally gone. People aren't waiting for them to drop their first match of the season anymore. It's happened. So that is off the table. It's off their minds. No matter what happens, they don't have that thought in their head. And I speak again from experience with this thing. It's just the longer you go on winning too many matches in a row, the more people want to see you drop. I understand. Feels bad, man, but it also is reasonable. So the thing is, now that that's not on the plate for Phantoms, they can just come in and play their game. They don't have to worry about expectation or records anymore.
No, so, and that whole thing about when you say the more you win, the more people kind of almost want you to lose. It reminds me of Joker and NA. Joker is such a good team that people almost root for them to lose sometimes, and Phantoms kind of maybe not feeling quite as much weight in that regard, but still that weight of not as much peer pressure in that regard, but that weight of everyone's just waiting for you to lose because nobody wins forever. And as you said, they finally got it out of the way. They broke that ice. Excuse me as I pop my my mic there, but they definitely got that out of the way. And so I think we're gonna see Phantoms coming back really strong here today against Washed Up. It's going to be a rematch from yesterday, as you pointed out. They played in that first round. Phantoms came away with that one 2-1 in that round, and so after that, picking up that loss against Gravity after the victory over Washed Up, they're definitely going to want to come in today, and it's kind of reproved Washed Up, like, no, we're the ones supposed to be here today. Yeah, that's definitely what they're going to be looking to do. But of course, I mean, we mentioned just a moment ago, Washed Up, a very good team, very good players, been around for a long time. So Phantoms are definitely have their work cut out for them in that regard, but they're definitely going to be looking to build off of that. Turn around off of that loss, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. A quick note to the chat, and also to anyone joining us at home, whether it's, again, on Twitch, on Facebook Live, and, of course, Oculus Venues. We will just answer that question. Start our match here, our third place match for the lower bracket finals in about 16 minutes from now. So this is just pre-show panel discussion, but for those curious, we got about 15 minutes, and then that will be the scheduled start time as we roll into the matches. So, but yes, back to the Phantoms for the moment. It is, and I will note too, because I see the earliness of this. I will note we did poll the teams there if they wanted to change the times. They were okay with it apparently. So are we. But anyways, so moving on. Yeah, Sundance captaining here for Phantoms, and Sundance is a player much like a lot of the other players we discuss, whether your Mads of the league, your YouTubes, just Sundance is a player who can definitely score in any given moment, but more often than not, as you'll see in Sundance's highlights, he is really, really good with the assists. The whole Phantoms team is, but he's kind of the linchpin initiator of the offense. So when you're seeing that Phantoms positioning take place, where you have one in every lane, and it's a lot of the time Sundance with the disc somewhere around Bowtie or Sidewall, Pac-Man, those areas, and he'll be the one bringing it up, and he'll be finding that assist to the likes of Nillywick oftentimes, or Torin, up in his favorite spots there. You got Maddie as well. I mean, there's a lot of threats on offense from the Phantoms, a lot of it initiated by Sundance.
No, I mean, we were talking a minute ago. I was talking about Bad Internet BTW over there on Washed Up. The way he's able to slot in passes in the bubble. You got the same thing here with Sundance. Precision passes around the bubble. That's where they need to be. I mean, obviously, you want all your passes to be precise. You want them all to be on the mark. But in the bubble, you have a lot less room to work with there, and you really need to be spot on with those passes when you're making those tight passes. And again, it's another player that's just so good at doing exactly that, just slotting this pass, getting right in those tight lanes, threading the needle. And he's definitely a talented player in that regard, talented all around, particularly in that regard.
And now go ahead, Sputnik.
Yeah, I was going to say that Sundance is one of the brightest players in the European division, in the league. He's really the linchpin of his team. He makes some of the smartest moves strategically. He's very capable of leading his team up and down the court. And he's just really one of the standout players and standout playmakers in the league itself.
Absolutely. Going to Maddie now as well. He originally known as, again, one of the numerous great defenders, goalkeepers of Echo Arena back in the day. Still can do it, but his offense is something to talk about. Now, more often than not, he's not going to be the one striking all the time in the two-point zone necessarily, but from the mid-range out, maybe the edge of the bubble, from outside the bubble or deep, he is a hot shot. He will hit those tough angles as well. That's one of the things I've noticed just compiling those highlights that you see on screen right now from Maddie over the course of the season and preseason as well. He is extremely good at finding the angles off the backboard, from the corners. I mean, he'll find a lot of interesting ways to score where I think, well, that's not going in. That's a tough shot, and then suddenly, boom, off a bounce, and he finds the net. So it's something he's very good at.
No, he is. And when I was talking to Sundance the other day, just to get some information gathering for these broadcasts, he really wanted to highlight the fact that Maddie has been at the top of Echo Arena since season 1. Maddie has been around, and this isn't Maddie talking. This is Sundance telling me Maddie has been at the top since season 1. Apparently he's been to 2 or 3 lands. I don't know the history that well, what specific lands those were, but I guess he's also known for Team Aftershock. But of course, I'm sure you know better than I do. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I remember the first time I met him was indeed at the Leicester Invitational a couple of years back, and playing for Team Aftershock there. I do remember just on a general basis when we were back there watching the matches being played on the stage and just watching from our little spectators cove of sorts, as just him being one of the standout goalies. And there's, again, a lot of him, but I remember he had so many huge saves there throughout that day. And I remember, because I didn't know Maddie much either before I met him there at that event. I didn't really know much about what his gameplay style compared to some of the likes of, your Boops, Affenterres, and your Slins, like from season 1 on the Jacks. So going into that, I just remember him definitely impressing, and his name stuck in my mind as, okay, this dude's a player. He can get it done.
Yeah, no, he's definitely one of the most notable players we're going to be seeing playing today, and I'm really excited to see. I'm always excited to see all these teams play, but watching Phantoms, watching a player like Maddie in particular, it's definitely an exciting thing. It's an honor. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I'm excited to see it.
Martin's saying Maddie was in Katowice. His team beat Oh, that's right. See, I think that's why I didn't remember. I don't think. yeah, it was a different experience then because the whole spectator aspect. Did we play? If we played them, then I'll feel bad. I don't think we did though. But yeah, never mind. I was gonna get into the whole whole fangasms, but I'm not gonna do that now. So it was a fun time for sure though, and nonetheless, that was when it was cemented for me, I do suppose. Moving on to Nillywick now. Nillywick, he's a player who he joined in the then named Ouroboros towards the end of last season of ESL, and it was kind of a last minute sub situation of sorts. They had Ambient on the team at the time, and when he came in, he fit right in. And that's what the Phantoms players have said as well. Just looking over some of the notes that they sent us, and again, I can verify because I was there as well, just watching it in person. He stepped right into his role, and he filled it admirably. The chemistry was seemingly immediate, and it brought them to that second place finish a year ago. So a strong player, and just looking at his highlights too, you'll see the fact that Nillywick he's a person who will score absolutely on the 3-point shots, but he's very crafty in the 2-point area as well. So when he drives in, you throw a lot of fakes, not only shot fakes, but pass fakes, also head fakes. So he'll be driving it in, he'll be looking a completely opposite direction, and then suddenly, boom, it's in the goal. So another one of those very, very crafty players. Now, of course, last but not least is Torin, the man with the ranch-flavored cornflakes. There's a story behind that, but I won't go there. Maybe later. But yes, shared some of that with him about a year ago when I met Torin. And Torin is another one of those players who, on this Phantom teams, they're full to the brim with offensive threats, defensive threats. He does it all. Needless to say, whether it's scoring, defending, brawling, boosting, his game is extremely complete. I know Boop has said in the Twitch chats and the Discord chats that Torin is also just a super strong part of that team in terms of being just again, one of those linchpin, those glue players that really make Phantoms a lot of what they are as a team.
No, he's definitely a very short up player on their roster. He's just one of those guys you could probably play with just about anybody. He plays really well in any position, and his passing's on point, his shooting's on point, everything he does is on point. Of course, boosting. He's been around for a while. He got to ESL to the LAN for ESL 2 on Team Boost with Sundance. So he's got the skills, and he's a great player. Sorry, I had a rhyme pop into my head, but then I'd already passed it, and it just threw the train right off the tracks. But Torin, definitely a fantastic player, and again, very excited to see him play today.
Absolutely. Okay, Sputnik, any parting thoughts on Phantoms before we move on to our games soon? We do have Team Gravity, of course, playing later, so I think in the pre-show before we do that, we'll get to Team Gravity. But with this bronze match between these two teams, that will be the focus for the moment. So any last thoughts on these players or Phantoms as a whole?
I look forward to seeing what Phantoms can do. I really look forward to seeing what Sundance can do, and how he can rally his team to an undefeated season. To cap this all off, they've been undefeated.
Until yesterday, though.
Well, till yesterday, but going in the season itself, they were undefeated. They fared very well in the postseason, and it would be a nice finish for all of this, for all of their effort to take the cup.
Yeah, seeing what Phantoms can do. Tutorial bot. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the ghost busting from Phantoms. There's your first one, I guess. Asking for a delivery of puns, so I'll try to make that happen if I can. We'll see. They'll be fantastic. Anyway, we're going to move on now to the games. We're going to get in our matches here shortly, so don't you worry. We're going to be back mighty soon. So from this pre-show panel, I've been Palidore, SirDimwi, and Sputnik. Yes, I've been all three, as well as Wit, somewhere in the distance, yet again. But until, 5 minutes or so from now, we'll be back. We're going to get into the match and get set for our bronze match here of the European division. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back real soon. I see. Okay, let's go to the pre-show now, so I'm not awkwardly staring into the camera. All right, hi guys, Palidore here again. So just to keep you in the loop, as we have now discovered a situation unfolding a little bit. We apparently have one player, at least at the moment, missing. We're trying to figure out exactly what's going on and how we're going to work around that. So there may be a brief delay as we determine where to move forward and how to move forward. Ideally, this is just a matter of being slightly tardy, and we'll see the player return soon. Now, if that doesn't happen, aside of being a very sad door, well, we'll have to make a decision here on what happens. But we're trying to figure out the details, so bear with us. But just to keep you guys in the loop, it will be a little bit of a late start, it looks like here. So stay tuned. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to VRML. Apologies for that delay as we got the situation sorted or almost sorted. So, what happened? Just to keep you guys kind of looped in, we discussed it privately first with the team members of Washed Up, and it was agreed upon. They are perfectly fine with Phantoms here getting themselves a substitute if they so desire. So, gentlemen's agreement. If they wish, the teams have been informed again privately in the Discord channels, Phantoms as well, that if they wish to get themselves a sub, then they can do so. But it was only at the vetting of the players. No pressure there. It was just, again, one of those situations. They said, Washed Up said they don't want to play 3v4 in particular, so they can avoid it. So, the sportsman agreement of sorts there going through. So yes, we will kind of see how that unfolds. I do believe Phantoms were potentially searching for a sub real quick, and it's ultimately their call now what happens here. What I'm hearing in the chat, it looks like actually from the Phantoms at this point, they're expressing the desire to just do the 3v4, apparently. So that's a very unexpected turn of events, but we're going to roll with it here, either or. Definitely not what we expected to finish off this season or towards the end of this season for Phantoms, who have gone, again, just 3 months undefeated. And then just the last day, this kind of event unfolding. Most unexpected, most unfortunate, but all the steps were taken, and this is what the players happen to desire. So we're going to roll with it. But that being said, thank you for joining us, either or. Appreciate you guys for waiting. I'm Palidore. SirDimwi is on the cast with me here, as along with SputnikKobra, our between rounds analyst, and Wit on the cameras. So, SirDimwi, again, not what we expected perhaps to start off this day, but how are you feeling regardless of what's about to unfold?
Well, feeling pretty wholesome, to be honest. Big respect to both of these teams. Right out of the gate here, Washed Up agreeing to that the exception to the rule, and Phantoms opting to take full responsibility for the issue at hand and saying no, we're going to play by the rule book, we're going to play 3v4, and that's what we're going to do here. So as we start out, you got it's a Nillywick, Torin, and Maddie there for Phantoms on the right. You got Finn, Boop 90, Bad Internet, and Talk on Thursday for Washed Up on the left. And wow, 3 seconds in off of the headbutt. It's going to go in for Washed Up for the 3. And that's how we're going to start this game.
Okay, well, that effectively didn't even need a single Phantoms player on the team. That was just a straight up hit right off the joust. That was immediate. What a shocking start. But then again, knowing the personnel, knowing Boop, not shocking at all. So I take it back. There he is again. He's going to go immediately for the pass over to Finn with one more sling to the side, maybe expecting a cut, but retained here. Bad Internet going for the anchor just as he gets stunned.
Well, that one, you see the placement on it. It looked like it changed colors on the way in, so it might have tipped. One of the players in Phantoms are on the way in, so they definitely were covering that lane there, trying to stop that one, but they weren't able to stop it, so it's now currently 5-0 in favor of Washed Up. 1 minute in, and Phantoms with that joust advantage going to be coming out here. Maddie taking that one on that backline. Oh no, he loses control of it just for a moment. That leaves Boop the opportunity to get the grab and send it in for another 3, and now Washed Up is up by 8.
Yeah, that's just a quick start. Lightning fast, in fact, for Washed Up. 8-0. In this match. Again, this is the lower bracket finals match, the bronze match of our season. So whoever comes ahead of this will move on to the finals later on in the day, just following this one. So a lot on the line, of course, as Taco on Thursday. He is on course for the shot. There's a quick 11 now, just a couple minutes in.
And the reason we call it the blonde, I almost said the blonde match, no, the bronze match, is because basically whoever loses this match is basically your bronze medalist, your third place team in the finals. So this is because we are down to the 3. This is an elimination game, so whoever loses will be out. But yeah, whoever wins will be going on to the finals to face off on Gravity here in not too long. But yeah, this one dumping in all the way down there into the Washed Up bubble. Washed Up having no trouble handling that one there as Boop 90 going to send that one up there to Finn. Although Finn's going to get stunned out, and now maybe an opportunity for Phantoms. No, it will be picked up again by Boop, who's going to send it out all the way down into the Phantom zone here.
And right off the post, backing out to the midfield as the stacks come on through. It's going to be Bad Internet walking it up and looking for the pass right softly to the side. Other side, cross, and the goal is going to be lost there for the Phantoms. It's a score by Boop, assisted by Finn, mentioning her earlier on, and just her ability to search for those passes at every single turn.
Yeah, that was just a great feed there from Finn to Boop. Boop was unchallenged on the far side of the bubble there, and the lane was wide open for that pass. So Boop handles it with no trouble at all. Is now Boop again going to get a grab there, sending that one in, but going wide of the goal. But now Bad Internet going to send that one in. The discipline there to keep the shot behind the 3-point line, to put it in for the 3, and that's going to put Washed Up by 16 here. Still just over, still over 6.5 to go.
Yeah, and I'm shocked that we're saying that, but again, this most unexpected start to the day, it is what it is. I can't fault the players in here in the game at the moment whatsoever. Again, everyone agreeing to the fact that if Phantoms did want to get themselves a substitute, go the full 4v4, they agreed to make that happen. Washed Up didn't want to, force the 3v4, despite the fact that they could have, and. So again, props for that as Torrent goes for that shot directly down the middle, and players. I'm assuming comms may or may not be muted over there on the stream, but a big celebration's coming. I'm sure you could physically see that in the players' body language, and then the open comms just as well were fairly entertaining on that one. So nonetheless, it's a goal.
It was a great goal as well. I mean, Nillywick to Torrent as Torrent was sitting on the shield there, and he sent it in. I really hope the crowd could hear that, because that was a phenomenal outcry of cheers there from both teams when that goal went in. That was I love seeing that kind of stuff. Both teams in great spirits. They're both just doing what they do. They love the game. They're going to play it however they can play it, and that's what they're doing here. As now sending that one in, looking for Torrent or Maddie there, but it's going to turn around Boop with that one, sending that one back into the Phantom zone there. As Torrent trying to get there, but it's going to be Taco Thursday getting the grab on it, trying to send that one in for the 3, but he tees it off the bottom side of the shield. And certainly some conversation about that one after the fact as well.
Well, you know what? Making, I suppose, lemonade out of some lemons here are all these players as Finn goes for the score. That's 18-2. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, not the situation, obviously, that Phantoms wanted, not the situation, frankly, that Washed Up wanted, or the viewers, but at the same time, in this league here, community ran, and again, it's for the love of it, so despite these unusual circumstances, to say the least, again, all for the fun, and I do like the fact that the players are still trying to have that fun the best they can.
Yeah, I mean, you work with what you got, and this is what they got, and they're definitely. Like I said at the very start, I got a big respect for both of these teams, particularly after this. This is a great showing by them, a good showing of sportsmanship as Torrent. Oh my goodness, he's just gonna walk that. He's gonna waltz it in. I'm like, he didn't walk it, he waltzed it. That was beautiful. Some 2 steps there on the shield, and he sends it in for that 2. Wow. 2
steps with 2 points. 4 minutes left. So 18-4, and for those who are unaware, the Mercy count is plus 20 points. So if a team does score 20 more than the other in the context of a single round, as that shot does go through for the 20th point on that note, but 4 more points here for Washed Up, and it would be an automatic round end on that. So maybe flirting with that total here in the next minute or so. We'll see. Phantoms are going to continue, though, to roll on through and just enjoy, I suppose, the best they can this game.
Yeah, and that headbutt there on that joust. I mean, that's a solid win. Oh, what a save there by Torrent! And again, the players responding. I'm absolutely loving this. Here the players respond. Everything that happened. It's going to be Boop getting that one though on that clear. Now turning it around here for Washed Up, sending it down there to Bad Internet. Bad Internet moving up. Does have Taco on Thursday on that bow tie block, but Taco's covered. But since past, he wasn't covered. That was just the angle, and then Taco's going to get that one in for the 3, and that's going to push Washed Up by 9. That's hard to say. Washed Up by 19.
Wash up by 19. That's how you do it, I think. I don't know. Gotta, what's the word for that? Just, yeah. Mesh them together. It's all good. Right now, it's Washed Up. They're meshing together pretty good, pretty well, in fact. Mentioned them in the pre-show, how they were a bit of the dark horse, not in terms of the fact that these players were unknown by any stretch. They're all players who've been involved in the game for a long time, have been playing in VRML, whether pre-season, whether Season 1, and ESL as well. They're longtime players. They have that chemistry. They have that understanding of each other's game. So in this match, and if indeed it does turn out that they make their way to the finals against a Team Gravity, as the shot is taken and ultimately concluding the game, or the round that is. But yeah, as they go on to face Team Gravity, that will definitely be a factor. They're still going to be that dark horse team. I don't know how much those two teams have scrimmed over the course of the last several weeks in Washed Up's kind of re-debut into the league.
Definitely. And looking at these stats, it's been a very difficult round for Phantoms. They've been playing with this man disadvantage. They haven't been able to contest on defense. They haven't been able to contest Washed Up. They just don't have the coverage. They don't have the positioning, and they're not able to because of that man disadvantage. But looking at the points themselves, Boop able to put 8 points up on the board. Bad Internet with 9 points himself, and just all around a ton of points from Washed Up as they were able to get that mercy. And 2 saves going to Torin on Phantom. So Torin was able to come away with a nice 1v1 save. He was able to come away with 2 points as well. They had a nice pass in the bubble for the screen pass for the shot within 3 meters of the goal. And then they had another shot where Torin brought it up into the bubble, was able to twirl around on the shield, evade the defenders, and score another 2 points. But it's a difficult task for Phantoms going into the second round.
So yeah, it will be for sure. Needless to say, when it comes to these situations of a 3v4 or anytime you have the numbers advantage, it's going to be tough. So there's a score starting it off here in round 2, but again, it'll just be a case of these two teams playing this one out. Phantoms seeing if they can carry over those good feels. I do feel bad for them in that sense, because again, such a successful season and such a consistent season. That's been the most impressive thing as a train comes through from all teams involved. Going for the 3.
That was a good attempt. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a good attempt, as Boop says there, as they reset for this joust again. But yeah, no, Phantoms had an amazing season. It almost makes me want to push for in the NHL they have what's called the President's Trophy. That's given to the team that has like basically the best record at the end of the season. They win the season. Ultimately, it's like the season championship. They definitely earned that in this season. I mean, going 24-0 is ridiculous. And it's unfortunately it had to looking like it's going to end this way, but I mean, they're going to be back. This is not the end of Phantoms at all. They're an amazing team. There's no way we're not going to see them back here in season 2 to do it once again, or at least try to do it again.
Yeah, and I'm not. We're not aware of the whole situation unfolding there behind the scenes and what have you, but just. No matter what, definitely expecting these players to make returns. They're too good of teams and individuals to not do so. And with the Phantoms, yeah, it's just been the reason that I also feel extra bad in that sense is because they have been such a consistent team. The thing is, despite the fact that shot almost goes in, classic from Boop, no doubt. But the thing is, when they're ahead by a few points, whether it's 3 points, 7 points, 10 points, 15 points. A good save there. There's on point for Torin inside the goal, as he often is. But no matter how much they're ahead or behind, the Phantoms always would play this consistent game. They wouldn't get too casual with it. They wouldn't get too lax. They would just treat every team with respect. They would treat the game with respect. So when they came in with those just famed passing plays of theirs, the multitude of crosses and that great teamwork. It was just such a pleasure to watch them perform in a very cohesive manner like that.
Yeah, and you notice that goal we just witnessed there, I believe that was from Boop, behind the goal. I mean, he didn't, it wasn't an easy shot. He actually had to juke it a little bit, although that one had the lane wide open, the goal wide open, able to get that one in for that 3 there off that interception. But yeah, Washed Up still having to play a little bit against this Phantoms team. As Phantoms definitely still bringing it there. They got some points on the board there in round 1. Definitely looking to put some more points on the board here in round 2.
Yeah, and for their team, we mentioned the capability of everyone here, offensively, defensively, or otherwise. Torin, of course, doing a little bit of everything. Mentioned definite linchpin, and Boop is one of those people in Twitch chats and Discord chats who have said, giving Torin full credit, really, of being one of the major factors. As a save there from Boop. Talked about his defensive capability ever improving, and just a great goalie at this point. Pleasure to see as that shot just misses.
Yeah, no, it's this one turning around now here for for Phantom. For just a moment, though, Finn sending that one up. Now, bad internet looking to send that shot in. He does. 13 meters out, 18 meters a second. So putting the heat on that one. And that's good for the 3 there. And now Wash up taking that 15-point lead. And yeah, Phantom's just Torin. I referenced that discussion I had with Torin in that lobby. I just happened to bump into him. We just started talking for a few minutes between games, and he's a really friendly guy, really grounded, and loved talking with him. And also, I think I was hanging out with Taco on Thursday. Bad internet as well. And throughout the weeks, and just great dudes all around. And I believe it was Taco who I played.
Oh, there's Torin again.
Oh, what a save there from Torin.
So I mentioned in the pre-show again. I guess I can get to it now a little bit.
Oh my god, Boo.
As the players slowly make their way to the disc there. But yeah, back a year ago in the end of the Leicester LAN that we had. I was just there as a spectator, but for that LAN event, meeting Torin for the first time, had some good and interesting memories. For instance, that first or second night when all of us were going out, as a shot goes out. There you go. So Nillywick gets it through for the 3. And indeed, good pass, Maddie. But we all went out to what was it? German Doner Kebab, I believe it was called, and had some food there. And walking over down the streets of Leicester, Torin pulled out a bag of cornflakes. And why he had cornflakes with him at a LAN event, why he decided to travel with cornflakes in tow, I don't know. That was the question of the night. But we shared some cornflakes, shared it over some doner kebab. We had it with a mixture of some sort of ranch-like seasoning. Can't remember what it was called. Admittedly, so I nodded my head and I smiled. Yeah, that's actually delicious, Torin. I agree with you. Your taste is on point. It was a little strange. But you know what? We shared that moment. It was a moment, and fun to reminisce over that, if nothing else.
Boom, Boop coming away with that one, though. It looked like that chain almost had a chance there on that, but sending this one in over there to Boop. Boop going to send that one in for the 2 from 7 meters out. He was right on the line. I thought he was going to get that 3, but no, it's for the 2. So that's going to be a 17-point lead here for Washed Up. Just under 4 minutes to go here. Phantom is definitely looking to put some more points on the board. As we've mentioned, kind of a tall order to do there. And yeah, I'm very interested in that choice of snacks though that you referenced. It sounds it sounds potentially tasty. I don't know. I'm curious though. I think I would try it. I would definitely try it.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was strange. Another good memory, also involving Torin, as well as a handful of others there on tournament day. Waking up in the morning, going to the venue, the Haymarket Theater over there in Leicester, and going backstage, bright and early, singing some Queen. We got some Bohemian Rhapsody going on. I do have that video still on my phone somewhere. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Me and Torin. And it was I won't claim we were on key the whole time, but it was another one of those moments. It was fun. Allie was there singing along with us too.
Man, I haven't been out to any of these invitationals or any of these live. Oh my goodness, Nillywick with the save there. Did you see that? That was phenomenal there on that chain. That shot coming in from 3 points out, and he's able to get that stop there. It's now Finn going to send that one in. What a shot though! Look at that. The dinging on the inside of the poster on the way in. Good for the 2. And that's a 19-point lead here for Washed Up. But yeah, no, I'm really I cannot wait for the next event because I will absolutely be making my way out to that one. And I'm just I want to be a part of the. All these stories I keep hearing about. I want to take part. I want to be a part of it.
Yeah, and being a part of the community in general over the years has been a good thing for a lot of us. As that shot is a very good thing for them, and that's going to go in slowly for Boop.
All right,
6 meters a second, and we'll end this second round.
I gotta be honest.
you
I
gotta destroy
wonder
now for
if
being so
this makes me
fucking
want to. This makes me want to track
You got-
stats even
you
more.
got- you got this
You
guy
gotta
down.
wonder: is that the slowest goal that has ever won a game in a playoff series on a Wednesday while it's raining? Of course, forget those last 2 bits, but yeah, no, that was a very slow goal
It's
there.
not
to
Wednesday.
Finish out
It's
round
it's
2.
Taco on Thursday.
No, that was just go ahead. Sorry, go ahead, Spot.
But definitely a slow goal to finish that round, and another strong showing from Washed Up. Phantoms trying to stay in it. You got Torn with 5 saves, so he's still padding on these saves, but you know, it's a difficult task to stay in this game, to stop this powerful team that is Washed Up. And you know, between talking about this game and the kebab, I'm starting to get a little hungry.
Well, I don't blame you. It was fun. I was Sputnik, of course. They're at that Leicester event last year too. End of the season 3 finals there, ESL, and that was a fun time. That was also the first time I met Sputnik, and the first time we got to have a LAN and just hang out. Again, I was there not playing, just went there purely to hang out, have fun. Kind of putting back what I got into it of sorts, and it wasn't really an issue because I wouldn't miss those things for the world. Going there to just hang out with all the community members I've known the last few years. Again, several of them in this match to begin with, as Taco on Thursday begins with a shot in this 3rd round. But yeah, I mean, Sputnik, if you have any, I suppose, words on that, feel free to contribute.
Someone, I don't know who said it, but someone just told Finn that Torin called Finn a him. It's like, I don't know, a taunt. I don't know what that was. But that was very funny to hear.
I don't know. These players, as I said, they've known each other for a while. They're good sports about the whole thing. So they're gonna go in here. It's Boop and Finn, the aforementioned, with those speedy stacks. And this is all the matches today, including the North American ones later, will be the best of 5. So this, assuming it goes the way of the first 2 rounds there in this 3v4, it will be just the 3-round victory, perhaps, for Washed Up. But yeah, that's the case we're dealing with. And again, for those joining us, just an unfortunate kind of unplanned situation there where a player was missing, and it was agreed upon that teams could take a sub if they wanted to, but just opted not to, and instead are just closing this out the best way they can. And I do like the fact that they're doing that by the by. It would have been just as easy for Phantoms to also just say, we forfeit. We're not going to do it, but you know what? Showing that team spirit, showing that pride to finish out the season the same way they've played all along. As a shot goes from deep there, it's Boop with the classic of his.
Yeah, the Boop with the Boop shot, hitting that one in for the 3, 34 meters out. I remember Venom hated that shot because Essen loved taking that shot when overplayed, and Venom hated it. And I tried it once. And you know what happened? I dinged it off of the popcorn block, if you can believe it. That's why I don't take those shots. But Boop takes them, and Boop makes them. He makes that one there, and Washed Up find themselves up by 5 here in round 3.
Yeah, and I see chat also over in Twitch giving Phantoms their props for just playing respectfully, playing fun, and finishing out the season either. Oh, there's Doran with a score!
What was that? Oh no!
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
these
what
are the kind of
shot
calls.
there. That was a ridiculous shot there by Torin. He's juking out the one defender, finally throws in that anchor shot off the backboard, tricks out the goalie, and sets it in at the top side of the goal. There's a beautiful shot there from Torin to put Phantoms on the board here. Now only down by 2. Washed Up better watch out.
Yeah. Look, the thing is as well, so again, we like the team spirit and the just community camaraderie being shown between these 2 teams. But Washed Up still has to be careful as a good shot is saved from Taco on Thursday. There's the goalkeeping skills. Washed Up has to be careful too, because they still have an important match there, championship match, should they advance here in the next several minutes. So they're going to have to be focused for that as well. That's going to be a factor as the shot does connect yet again. Those deep shots, every time it leaves Boop's hands, if that goes open, that's just about a guarantee, as much of a guarantee as you can ever get, I think. And Chad as
sorry.
well there,
Yeah, go ahead.
saying, yeah, VR Jersey saying, yeah, Boop is still disgusting. There's an Andy W casting phrase there, but in a good way. He doesn't miss when those are open. We talked about the Boop shot earlier, by the way, Dimwi, and I know back in the 3v3 days of Echo Arena competitively, and especially in 2017, 18, it was definitely discussed an awful lot about those bounce shots, those Boop shots. Some people really didn't like it. They really wanted it maybe patched out or something because it was seen as a cheaper shot, things like that. But I think over time people have learned to compensate, and especially in 4v4 now, it's a lot more difficult to get those open goals.
Or I can tell you, ooh, that one coming very, very close. Speaking of an open goal, but no, I can tell you as a goalie, I hate the Boop shot. I hate the bounce shots, not because I think they're cheap or anything like that. It's certainly, I don't hate them in the sense that I want them removed at all. As, oh no, an opportunity, and nearly went for the save there by Talk on Thursday. But it's you know, in hockey, when you cover that shooting lane, it's covered, period. That's it. There's no other lanes to look for. In Echo Arena, if the goalie's in your straight line lane to the goal there, you can hit it, or you can bounce it off of something. You always have some option there available to you. So, ooh, that pass over to bad internet is just wide. But yeah, no, it's one thing I love. As a goalie, I hate it, but as a fan of the sport, I absolutely love shots like the Boop shot. There's a long shot there from Nillywick. Is it going to be on the mark? Oh man, what a stop there by bad internet.
Getting a little bit of revenge there for the comms calls earlier. Oh, but maybe narrowly avoiding one of those self-goal situations. It happens to the best of us, believe me. I'm not sure if there's any team in the league who hasn't done that before, but Torin, he's going to have a score opportunity. Look at that crafty move. Did you see that? He backhanded it into the backboard, and that would have been in had it not been for the nice save coming through. But like I said, Torin could do it all. He is such a nasty offensive player with all those tricky moves.
No, that save was about as ridiculous as that shot was. As Nillywick with an opportunity here. He's passing that one over to Maddie. Maddie's going to plant that one in for the two. That's just a 3-point game here with 4 minutes to go.
And suddenly, yeah, a little bit interesting for these last 4 minutes. As I said, Washed Up, they do need to maintain some focus in what is potentially the last round, but it's not going to be the case if Phantoms keep coming back with these scores. So taking it over in that tunnel over to bad internet now. We'll see if they decide for Washed Up to play maybe a little more tightly on this play and try to definitely convert a shot off of this because they don't want it to be tied up or even brought to a 1-point game. And they're kind of being threatened with that happening shortly here. So Nillywick up at the nest. He's going to go for the goal. And you know the rest. It's the 1 point a game there. And maybe a late round comeback if Washed Up is not careful.
Yeah, is this really happening? Is this going to happen? Are we going to see a round 4? Oh my goodness. Phantoms with another one on the board there. Only down by 1 here is Washed Up going to take that one from the Joust advantage, sending that one up to Boop there on that far side tube. The far side wall there, left tube from the perspective of Washed Up as he's now challenged. Going to send that one in deep. A very, very ambitious shot there. It's going to be grabbed by Maddie, now turning it around here for Phantoms. Maybe a goal here to take the lead.
Yeah, and this is, I noticed too, the last couple of goals, the comms have suddenly stopped because, of course, the community spirit is good, but the competitive spirit is strong always. So you got to figure as things get more and more dangerous, it's not going to be uncommon to see any team in these situations. They're going to start trying to hunker down a little bit more, refocus on the play versus just the talking. So I think they're attempting to do that, but a little off kilter it seems for Washed Up.
Yeah, now another opportunity here. Phantoms, they have an open goal. Sending that one in. Oh, it's going to ding off the bottom side there. And still recovering it here is Maddie. Maddie sending that one across with Boop with a good read. They're going to send that one away on that near side tube, all the way down into the Phantom zone, taking the bounce on that floor there. Opportunity here. The shot from bad internet. Another ding here. But Boop with the open goal. Going to send that one in for the 3. 12 meters out. That's going to Washed up by 4. Excuse my snort. And now only 2 minutes to go here in round 3.
So yeah, 11-7. That's at least a little more buffer that Washed Up was looking for. They'll take those shots gladly, because now they at least made it a 2-goal game. So that's some buffer on this third round. Again, these best of 5s all day today for these matches. And at the moment, as a slight misgrab goes there for Finn and Boop. They still recover and clear it, but only to the intercepted player. That's going to be a deep shot and narrowly missing. That could have, again, made it very, very interesting here in the final 90 seconds, but does go back to Washed Up. They'll take that deep shot, immediately look for the stack, immediately get the grab, and look at that from Finn. The speed and the greed. They wanted that point. They needed it.
Dude, they came down almost side by side. In fact, Phantoms was like one boost ahead of Washed Up the whole way in, and that's how you saw. That's kind of, you're looking at a distance there. Phantoms was ahead by about, I'd say 15, 20 meters. But the difference in time when they both got there was a fraction of a second. That's how fast you're moving in those stacks. It's absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, it's a good goal there from Washed Up. They earned that one off the stack race. Now, bad internet can walk this one into the Phantom zone on the near side here on that Pac-Man block. Moving it up, sending it across there for Boop. Boop now going to take this one, maybe take another ambitious shot. No, he's going to back this one out there to Finn. And Finn now resetting it here for Washed Up for another opportunity.
So the slow play starting to unfold, but of course, mentioning those stacks on the last play, as one last play potentially goes in, a bad internet, hitting the 15th point to just secure this third round victory. But indeed some slow play unfolding there towards the end a little bit, the spacing, but of course the speed of these teams also famed for sure. Every team you see these players on, for Washed Up, they're always speedy. Definitely Finn known as almost maybe like the chocolate is in North America. Talk about the really fast stacks. That's kind of Finn over here in Europe, it seems. Well, there you go. Players communicating. At least there wasn't a mercy. They did compete for sure in that round.
You're not gonna have the VR
and with that said, it will indeed be the end of Phantom's season, unfortunately. Not the kind of Cinderella ending that they were hoping for after what was just dominance for 12 straight weeks. But props to them for just, again, showing up. They still played. They still maintained as positive spirits as possible. Likewise, for Washed Up, they still kept positive and friendly as possible, and we're trying to accommodate. So you got to love it. But Washed Up, they're going to advance now to the finals.
Yeah, congratulations to Washed Up going to the finals, face off against Gravity here in not too long. That game will be starting in about an hour and 15 minutes. We'll be going to a free show. Sorry.
Well, no, on that. So that was
my mistake.
Yeah, the time was an hour after, because presuming a match went up to 5 rounds, it would potentially take an hour, and then factoring in any kinds of late starts and or timeouts, that's why there was extra buffer. But because as it did say on the website, on the brackets, as well as the playoffs channel, the champions channel there, if the games were to end earlier, then times would be moved up. So we're going to just reorganize in that manner. It shouldn't be terribly long, but we'll keep you updated here as we just verify with the teams that all is well and good. And we're going to get started sooner than in an hour at the very least. So.
Right now is a great time. If you are in venues at right this moment, if you're watching us in venues right now, if you can hear my voice in venues and you are on an Oculus Quest, go ahead, pull up the Quest store there, search up Echo VR. It's currently in beta. It's currently free. It'll stay free once it releases full. This is not a trial. You're not only going to be playing for 2 weeks, you have basically the full game available to you right now forever. Go ahead, download that right now, because if you think it looks fun, oh boy, do you am I envious of you getting to make that experience for the first time, that discovery. Oh yeah, go ahead, go get that thing downloaded, try it out here between these 2 games.
Yeah, absolutely. Just get yourselves a look at why Echo Arena and Echo VR has been on top of the VR multiplayer scene for years now, maintaining all that, not only the popularity, maintaining it, but actually growing, even before the Quest version came out, still sustaining strong. And now the Quest version came out with the beta, and suddenly the absolute explosion all across the board, whether it's the Discords, the in-game population, the Twitch viewership, the subreddit subscribers, everywhere you go, it seems it's just more and more Echo. So that's always great to see. And of course, mentioning VR Master League as well. So for any new players or any Quest users there, a lot of new ones lately, as I mentioned, join up with VRML because of the whole ladder system. It's all MMR based. You get 2 matches per week. It's flexible scheduling, so teams can organize to play any time within that week-long span, Monday through Sunday. And you're matched up based on MMR. So even if you're a new team, don't worry. You're not going to be matched up against the 3-year veterans up in the Master Division right away. Unless you happen to be a team of literal Michael Jordans and you're just that good to start off, which could happen. There's a lot of talented Quest users out there that are really improving at a much faster rate than we've ever seen before in Echo. So that's also a thing. But nonetheless,
I believe I can fly. That's all you're gonna get.
Do you believe you can sing? I would join you, but I'm afraid.
I can sing, but only when nobody else can hear me.
Yeah, I've always been touting for an Echo karaoke event at a LAN, but that usually requires a very particular mood and mindset, you know. But nonetheless, yeah. So for those of you who want to join in the league and want to kind of grow and improve together, still have competitive matches. Even if you're a new Quest user, you can join up with some teams, and you'll be playing most likely against your other fellow new players there with the Quest version, which is again cross-compatible with PC. So it's open for everyone and for all.
And we want you here. Don't think that we're not good enough to play. No, we want everybody playing in the league. We want the most depth to that ladder that we can possibly get, and we want as many people participating as we can possibly get. Absolutely join in. If you're asking yourself, am I good enough? Yes, you are. Definitely join us in VRML.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just to update the situation for everyone now, communication has been made and established, and indeed it looks like we will be roaming on in the next 10 minutes or so, I believe. At the top of the hour, we're going to get the teams into the game for your championship match. So these teams are, in fact, ready to go at the top of this hour due to the unexpectedly short bronze match that we just finished up here. So we're going to go to a pre-show or the intermission momentarily, and we'll be back again quite soon with your European Championship match. So do stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to VR Master League and your European Championship finals here coming in mighty soon. The players all getting into the game at the moment. Casters are here, cams are here, and we are just about in the clear to begin after what was a most unexpected turn of events in that bronze match. Ended up being washed up. The roster of Finn, Taco on Thursday, Boop 90, and Bad Internet BTW winning out in that match due to some unexpected and unforeseen circumstances, missing a player there for the Phantoms. Now, they did have the ability to bring on a sub. Teams had agreed to it, but just did not come through. Now, the spirits were good. It was fun to watch in that regard, as the comms were very fun and friendly. But nonetheless, that was the conclusion. An unfortunate kind of a deflating conclusion to a dominant season from the Phantoms. And as a result, your Challenger Cup winners in Washed Up coming out of nowhere and finding themselves in position to maybe win this championship against the preseason champions of Team Gravity. So SirDimwi on the booth with me, SputnikKobra on the booth. It is Wit on the cams, and we are just about ready to begin shortly.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this match. It's going to be a phenomenal series, and just so everybody's on the same page, because this is a double elimination tournament. If Gravity wins the first set of best of 5, that's it. They win. They're the champions. That's all she wrote. But if Washed Up wins the first set of best of 5, we are going to see a second set of best of 5. And it's actually, we saw that in preseason in North America with Joker versus Illuminati. They had to play 2 full sets of best of 5. And it went for a while. They were very tired by the end of it. But that's, you got to give that the other team their fair loss there. If they pick up that loss, a double elimination tournament, you got to allow them that loss. And so that's how that works. So, yeah, that's what's on the line here. Gravity can take a loss and still be in it, but Washed Up absolutely cannot lose if they want to take that championship title.
And yeah, it'll definitely be a story. SputnikKobra, any thoughts on this matchup maybe and what to expect?
Really strong performance from Washed Up going into this. I'm worried that they might not be warmed up from their previous matchup, that being a 3v4, and a very weird dynamic for them. So it's going to be interesting to see how they perform going into this.
Yeah, that's definitely the question, because we saw the laxness and the just friendly communications in that match, which is great. But now it's time to hunker down. It's time to find your focus, find your bearings, and on this first launch, find that disc as they come on through. Team Gravity just missing that secondary grab there. They won the joust, but couldn't get the disc, so will be cleared into the other side. Bottom pocket by the wedge. Punches coming through on that stack as well, and retained here right on the bottom of the floor. It's Finn dancing around, just looking for the cutting pass now. Right back at him, and the first 2 points of this championship series scored by Finn.
Yeah, 21 seconds in, a nice pass sequence there. Finn, a long cross pass over to Boop, and then Boop right back to Finn. Finn, right after she released that pass, she starts cutting towards the goal, and you can assume that there was communication between the two of them on that as Finn moved in, and Boop saw her wide open. He hits her, and she puts it in. The first 2 on the board, and yeah, Washed Up taking that early lead here against Team Gravity.
It's always going to be a factor when Finn has that disc, looking for the passes, but also very capable striker, scorer, shooter, very accurate. Whether the throw is a pass or a shot, just has that accuracy. Worth mentioning too, when they qualified there in that Challengers Cup a couple weeks back, that was also on Finn's birthday, so it was definitely a nice birthday take of sorts, a gift to herself and the team here, coming through with that victory and finding themselves here in the finals. So
a birthday playoff berth.
Exactly, the birthday playoff berth. I like it. I love it. Want some more of it as they come over here for the boost yet again. It's frantic pace, full 80 meters across the floor, it seems. Just not unusual to see, though, from these teams.
No, they're both really opting for that clear and boost style at the moment, and seeing a lot of back and forth here as that one bounces a little bit wild. Talk on Thursday, going to get stunned out, and that one's stolen there by Lewis. Ammo is trying to sending it through that left tube, but he hits that edge on the tube, so he's going to bounce to the far side, and Boop's going to be able to recover that one. So he's going to be washed up with another opportunity here. Finn now in that trench, under pressure there from Lewis. So she's going to back it up, trying to make some space here, passing that one over there to Boop on that in that far side trap, as he's going to try to draw that defender out. He does, so he's going to pass this one up out now. Back up to Finn. Finn now a couple options there. Has Talk on Thursday on the right, has Bad Internet on the left side, block there, the far side, but resetting to Boop. Boop now trying to hit Bad Internet, but that one's going a bit high, and now Loose Ammo going to get the grab on it and send it away, but right there in the hands of Boop.
The rhythm here for Washed Up, looking to now focus on the slowdown, the pacing if they can. We had the frantic play back and forth for a minute or two, and now you see the positioning coming through. They're trying to find those passes, the slow plays. They're getting those plays. They're very capable, very able, as we've seen in recent weeks. So there's Viatrex looking for a shot that's a bit too strong off to the side. Boost coming through in a mighty fast fashion, as they often do. Viatrex, immediate pass to Al Pacino, and then backing it to Via again.
And that was actually what really got Washed Up stuck down there and causes turnovers. They didn't have a backpacks option, and every single one of their pass options was covered. So, I mean, when that happens, there's really not a whole lot you can do with it. They got frozen out, and now it's going to be Al Pacino sending that one in for the 2, finally getting 2 points on the board. That was 2 minutes and 25 seconds after that first goal, and we have a tied-up game here. There's under 7 minutes to go here left in round 1.
Yeah, what a big back and forth that was. Neither team really trying to give up too much of anything. So hence that low scoring output to start off this first round in this best of 5. As Bad Internet now for Washed Up, taking their first offensive joust of the match, but losing it out to Al Pacino right there in the back. But just right back to Taco on Thursday again. So both the midfielders, midliners, goalkeepers at play for these two teams.
So now it's going to be Finn juking on that far side wall, but does opt for that back pass to Bad Internet. Bad Internet going to, back it up himself over there to Taco on Thursday. Taco coming back to Bad Internet. Bad Internet has no real pass. Finn cutting in on the goal there, but going to go up to Boop as Boop was open for a moment, and a little give and go there. Right back to Bad Internet, who's under pressure there, but gets the angel move on the attacker there. That was Simon. And I was trying to hunt it down here. Is Washed Up. Coming away with it is Taco, but Taco sending that one away as he gets stunned out. And now, nice little leech there from Bad Internet. And still trying to hunt this one down, slapping it back down deeper into the gravity zone.
Quick slap as well because of the stack encroaching. Finn, again with the jukes, really showing the dance moves almost across these last couple matches that we've seen on stream. And highly mobile. Again, Finn is as a player. And highly mobile are the Team Gravity players. That stack, always ever present since the preseason and known for that speed along with the team play. So over to the bottom pocket, Taco on Thursday. Couldn't find any teammate, just knew the general direction and flinged it towards there. Does lose it out to Simon, who gets a left lane clear, but already the secondary stack just waiting, but the overshoot will waste a few extra seconds, but still they have time to get it through over to the right tunnel. Immediate pass, a beautiful delivery to Bad Internet, and Bad Internet, that was some good connections there for the 4th point.
Yeah, and a good timing on that stun on the goalie as well. As Bad Internet, it looked like that shot was going to go in anyways, as it went right at the goalie's chest there. But a good stun out on the goalie from that. I believe that was a leeching player. As we're going to watch this replay, see if I'm correct on that. I do believe it was a leech coming in to stun out that goalie there. No, he just happened to get there at the same time as the defenders. And yeah, what a goal there from Washed Up. And now they have the 2-point lead here just over halfway through round 1.
All right, so Team Gravity, they're down, but obviously never out, regardless of the score being what it is. Oh, that shot, that's what it is, and knows what to do, and he's flying by through the sky like a bird. I don't know if you saw that on stream, but he celebrated by flapping his wings all the way down the floor. Pretty entertaining to watch, and that's classic Simon. For anyone who's seen the pre-show scenes, he likes to ham it up for the camera sometimes, so I do like that. Like that from Simon, still kind of maintaining the levity, even in a game like this. But speaking of levity, well, there is a point again on Gravity, courtesy of Boop.
Yeah, that was quick. So quick, we don't even have the pop-up there. I'm looking for the stream for the information, although it popped off the screen, so to actually get a read on it. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was Boop for 3, right there. Now it's back to Gravity. They're going to be in the position where they need to score again, and just to keep up, because I feel it's still a 2-point game here, but just with the start and for Washed Up coming after that match, like here it is again. I mean, big grab, the miss, unfortunately. That's what I mean. Washed Up is looking very good despite the lax play from that last series. So they really need to be careful on Team Gravity.
What a stop there by Al Pacino on that shot from the player washed up, and now an opportunity here. Louis Anmo on the 4 there coming in. Oh, feigning the one-on-one, but he's going to go to Al Pacino behind the goal, and Alp's going to put that one in for the 2, and tying it up once more here is Team Gravity. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It's 7-7.
Oh, that's a tough miss, too, because they had that open goal on the other side of for washed up. Just dinging it off the post, and of course, in these situations, now 2:30 remaining in this first round. Every mistake from either side is going to play a big factor here in the outcome, because it is tied up, and not for too long, because tying the goalie up for that shot, it was bad internet again.
Yeah, it's good placement on that shot. And yeah, another 2 there. Wash Up going to take the lead here. 2 minutes to go as Gravity's coming out with that joust advantage here. Definitely going to want to make something happen here. But we got some very quick scoring games happening here right now between these two teams. And it could go either way. It's a really good stun there by Washed Up. Now Finn looking to do something here. Going to juke around a little bit. Ooh, no, that's not good.
Not so much. Looks like maybe a dropout for Finn right up above. So potentially a bad situation for Washed Up. They're going to try their hardest to just back it out and attempt to evade this defense and just stall out, hopefully long enough for the rejoin. Nonetheless, Simon with that disc and a few players all towards its bottom area of the bubble, ducking through but missing that one as well.
This one's going to get bounced out. Al Pacino sending that one across there to Louis Ammo. Louis sending that one up to Vitrix. Vitrix crossing that one to Simon as he cuts in, and Simon's going to plant that one in for the 2 to tie this one up with 1:15 to go as we anticipate the restart here to get that player back in. But wow. Yeah, 1:15, that one goes in. So about a minute left once we come out of the tubes. Tied up with joust advantage here to Washed Up. Yeah, this one's coming to the final minute. This is good. This is yeah, wow.
So first round winding down in what has been a very competitive, close game. Sputnik, while we have some time here, in fact, anything you want to add to that, what you've observed over the course of the last 8 minutes, 9 minutes or so?
Well, this first round, for the first 5 minutes of this round, it was all defense. Both teams weren't able to get into a rhythm, and it wasn't until about 4 minutes that things started to really heat up, with Boop finding a long three-pointer, getting some momentum back for his team, and then following up with that, Al Pacino will find his own three-pointer from the tube. So at 4 minutes, you start having this back and back as it starts to heat up, and then at 2:45, you'll find it tied up at 7-7. So it really starts to heat up around this moment, and then unfortunately you have a crash at it 1:45 from Finn, and then Simon's able to follow it up with a 2 to tie it up at 9-9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an incredibly competitive match, and going into this, Washed Up really can't afford to have this crash. Hopefully coming back into this, they'll have the same rhythm as they've had for the majority of this match. So it's really anyone's game in this first round.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out for sure. Waiting the return of Finn, but best of 5 situation, of course, for these matches. And as Dimwi alluded to earlier on before this first match began, the grand finals potentially at play. Should Washed Up complete a victory here, they'll still have to do it again because of Team Gravity successfully going through that entire winner's bracket undefeated. So for Team Gravity, they only have to win once, one series of best of 5, whereas Washed Up, they have to do it twice. It's going to be a tough hill, of course. So Team Gravity, if they can, they're still going to want to just complete this in one. They don't want it to go to that second series, if at all possible.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, Washed Up is going to be looking to score a goal here with 1:16 to go as we come out of the tubes. And it is going to be Taco on Thursday. They're taking the disc, but oh my goodness, Louis with the stun has an opportunity here, one-on-one against the goal. He takes a shot. Oh, it's going to bounce wide. That is unfortunate there, but what a forced error there from Gravity as they come out of the tubes. They're so fast. Simon forcing that one, and this one going to get sent all the way down into that bubble there. And oh, an opportunity here. Finn
nice.
Going to send that one in, hits it for the 3 from 9 meters out. And that's going to be a 3-point lead here with just about 40 seconds to go once we come out of the tubes. Yeah, this one's coming down to the wire here for Gravity if they want to come back here in round 1.
Right down the floor all the way. A lone wolf, or I guess color a lone shark because of, Finn. But anyway, getting that goal off of that speed, as she does, and making it a soft shot just to guarantee it doesn't miss that time. But look at that one right on line. That's a huge, huge shot to tie it up from St. Louis, practically deep out there. It is Lewis or Louis. Either way, that is a 3, and no time really remaining to do much. They have to throw some Hail Marys and really, really execute perfectly off of this joust.
8 seconds. All washed up. Washed up basically playing for the overtime right now. Although it looks like they're going for the goal. But no, that one's going to bounce around. So we are going to overtime here in round 1 of the finals here between Wash Up and Team Gravity. Oh my goodness.
What a finish. What a shot. Very, very tough there. I think just a misread allowing that 3 to go through, because had that been just a 2-point shot for Team Gravity, time likely would not have been conducive to score once more for them either. So, yeah, that's going to force us OT, and there we go. That's a very speedy boost coming in from the orange folk. There's the retention, and there's the save. It's El Pacino doing it again. And in the most important moment of this first round, as a shot just misses. Tough one as it maintains on this side of the floor. What a crazy series that was just in the last 20 seconds alone.
Yeah, but it's going to be Gravity with an opportunity here. But Louis getting that one stolen by Bad Energy. He's going to send that one away. The chains are away. Bit of a race for it here as it's going to bounce off that near side wall, and it will be Gravity getting there first. So Valley Trek's going to back that one there to Simon. Simon now going to take his time, look for that good pass. Does pass it up there. But a good read there by Finn. Finn now walking this one up. They have a 2-on-2 here. 2-on-3, actually, as Al Pacino gets to Finn. So she's going to back that one out to Bad Internet. Bad Internet going to send that one up to Finn. Finn now on this near side wall near that Pac-Man block. Going to back it up, take her time. Not going to force any bad passes here. So goes for the open man over there. Boop, boop. Now pulling Al Pacino out of position. So looking for that in pass. Doesn't bounce off that boop block. Finn trying to get there first, but no, it's going to be Louis Anmo getting that one out of the bubble, but still in the zone here.
What a frantic series. What a deep shot that barely misses. And the second one also. Oh, the intensity and the propensity of these teams to just deliver every time on these entertaining close matchups. And there is the closer. It's Louis. He gets the goal. He gets the win. And this is still the first round in OT. Wow.
Louis. Oh, baby. I don't know the rest of the song, but wow, man. That was with the swing move.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
I know. Oh, it's Louis with the swing move there, bringing that one in for the 2. Going to get the win here to Team Gravity here in round 1. Yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal there. And
Sputnik.
Yeah.
What a stellar! I'm losing my voice. What a stellar finish to this first round. Able to tie it up. Going back in from that time stoppage, from Finn crashing out. It looked like maybe TG was able to come back. Team Gravity was able to come back. They got that stun on the quarterback. But Louis wasn't able to finish it off. And then Finn was able to find the 3, to pull ahead by 3, 12-9. And then coming back, Louis was able to find that 3 to tie it up, to force that overtime. And in overtime, it looked like Team Gravity wasn't able to secure it. They had a few dings off that crossbar, off the post of the rim. But they were able to find that 2 behind the goal with that shot. So, absolutely amazing first round performance from both of these teams. And this second round is going to look to be just as exciting.
Well, wasn't that, I mean, just towards the end there, some big plays and you had Finn making a 3, and then on the other end, off the top of my head now, I think, was it Louis? I mean, he finished the game, but you had the big 3, you had Al Pacino had a mighty fine save that was super, super important and devastating as this launch does go. And in the favor, it looks like this time of Washed Up, as they do get that one through. But yeah, some very, very clutch plays here. And we still got a lot of time to go on this best of 5.
Yes, we do. It's Gravity now going to wrest control of this. Take it over here. Al Pacino going to send that one through all the way down into the bubble there. So, they're looking to get a chain down, but it's going to be Wash Up getting there first. But a bit of a rushed throwback there, though. They do get the chain there first. Again, as Boop sends that one back into the Team Gravity zone. Going to bounce around the bubble there near the goal. Looking like Wash Up maybe getting there first. It is Finn going to back that one out. looking for the back pass, but nobody there to receive it. So it's almost a self-clear as, oh no, bad internet going to get stunned out, and Vichek's turning it around now.
Boop with the grab, though. That deep shot, if that is in, oh man, it is. Man down. Boop. He cannot be stopped. If that goal is open, he ain't joking. That is a huge, huge shot. That is such a tough angle, too.
Wow, that is ridiculous. I did when it missed initially on the first pass there, I thought it was a miss. I just was like, I missed it, but then it bounces off the backboard at that tight angle. Are you serious?
Silly you for thinking Boop missed it. That's not. Didn't he have?
Fair enough.
I want to say he had a. Didn't he have a shot like that either yesterday or in the Challengers Cup? I mean, the thing is, that's not an unusual sight. It's still ever impressive, but man, is it so consistent? The level of play is that a ding does happen is just amazing to me. Being able to hit those with any kind of consistency from the bottom mail slot is tough.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Now Al Pacino, they're sending that one in, looking for a Simon there. But bad internet is going to get the grab on that one, send it back towards that tube. Vichek trying to hunt that one down. Does get to Boop, but not before Boop can send that one away. Now the races are away, as I believe it was Simon getting the slap on that one. So Vichek's coming away with that one. The sack there with Al Pacino, but a good lead share by Finn. And I'll talk on Thursday getting the grab, but a nice stun there by a couple of the players on Gravity. So Gravity's still in control here, trying to make something happen here on offense.
Yeah, it's Viatrex there in the back line waiting for that back pass before forwarding it over to Al Pacino receiving it. But Viatrex was a big story as well yesterday, and really just in general with his midfield play. That's what really got them the victory against Phantoms, as a great save from Boop. He's got the shots. He stops the shots. What doesn't he have? Yeah, every trick in the book, every type of play, he's going to make it.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous stop there by Boop, especially with all the bodies in the goal there. It's very easy to accidentally grab one of your teammates there when they're kind of all hanging around in that area instead of grabbing the disc. It's why you'll hear goalies, if you're ever near the goal, if you're hearing a goalie get aggravated and telling you to move, that's why. It's because they don't want to grab you instead of the disc. And Boop here with a shot, but Simon's going to get in that lane very quickly, stop that one from going in.
A little bit too slow on that particular release. So they don't pay for it because that's the speed, that speedy stack once again. This time from Boop and bad internet. So Talk on Thursday with the resets and trying to set it up for his teammates up in the front line. There's Finn. She's going to try and set up her teammates as well, looking for those passes. Looked like an accurate one, but just sails through the fingertips somehow. So maybe a little disjointed momentarily, but not for long as they do split apart and get that disc right back to the front line here.
No, good back pass there to Boop. From, I believe that was bad internet there. Boop going to send it over there to Taco on Thursday. Taco trying to pull that defense out. Look at this. He's backing away to open up space, and he really wants Simon to come out to challenge, and he does. So that's what opens up that pass lane. Boop trying to send that one to bad internet off the mark, then getting that one on the rebound, but getting sunned out, and now it's going to be sent out by Viatrex through that left tube. The chains are away. Gravity with an opportunity here. If they can get there quick enough, they can't. So we'll be back into the hands here of Washed Up, turning it around for another try.
It is quite the low-scoring matchup that we're seeing unfold, and purely based off all of this aggression and these teams not wanting to give up these shots that they don't have to. So you're seeing kind of some slow play starting to unfold, at least for Washed Up side. They're trying to prioritize that more, unable to do so. A lot of it due to the intense defense that we see from Team Gravity. Al Pacino, of course, being a great goalkeeper. Simon as well, having some especially clutch saves back in the preseason finals. So it definitely just a factor. And with Washed Up coming in as kind of the X Factor team, I don't know what to expect except that they're going to try their hardest as these veteran players do get the goal and maybe are starting to find a little momentum, because 5 points up in a game this low scoring, that's actually a lot larger than you would think.
Yeah, it definitely is. I also want to point out Finn not taking the selfish shot there. She definitely had a shot. Goal was open, but that's a really steep angle there, and it's very easy to miss it. So instead, she goes to opts to send it to the teammate who was right in front of the goal, looking at the fat side of the goal there, the broad side of the barn, and sends it up to him, and he pops it in for that too. And that puts Washed Up by 5 here against Gravity, with just 4.5 to go.
Now, Team Gravity has had some open looks. They missed a couple, but they're trying not to miss now. A lot of grabs coming through. Re-grabs, a steal, an intercept, but there's another miss. Now it goes perfectly into the positioned out Louis, and that's going to be a score. So, despite another one of those misses that kind of unforced, just a very fortunate bounce to deliver it right back into the goal for 2 at least.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic assignment there, dinging that one in. But yeah, it's going to be going to go in nonetheless off of that rebound. Only a 3-point game here is now washed up with this one. Boop going to take that one, send it down. Look for that clear and boost, but they get stunned out. So it's going to be Al Pacino on the back line handling this one. Try to send that one across to Simon. He does connect. Simon going to forward that one to Al Pacino. Al Pacino sending this one up to Viatrax, but Viatrax is going a bit high. Viatrax does stun out the defender, but that bounce is going to find its way to bad internet, and the bad internet up to Finn. And I washed up, turning it around here. Going to try to make something happen on offense.
Now held onto that disc for very long as that stack coming in very strong. That is what you have to do against fast stacks at times if you want to break them up or have a chance at breaking them up. Sometimes, yeah, as the QB, you do have to delay your release a little bit so to give you a chance at getting the brawl unless you send a teammate their way. So Finn, speaking of teammates, finds bad internet, looking for the assist over to the corner, dodging, ducking, and connecting on the shot. That's 7-2. Bad internet to boot.
What a ridiculous pass play. That's another one of those. I bring it up all the time, and I think I'm going to have to start pushing harder for it. I want to see 2 assists there because that's a bad internet to boot, but it was another player, and I can't off the top of my head. It might have been Taco. It was either Taco or Finn. But one of the two of them sent it into bad internet. He set up the boop, and that was a beautiful pass sequence. But maybe an opportunity here for Washed Up taking the shot, and that one's going to go in for the 3 there, I believe. Was that Taco?
It was
Taco. It was bad internet.
Bad internet, assisted by Finn, 9-2. With 2:36 left in this match now, that is going to just be worse and worse for Team Gravity in the context of this second round. Lower scoring match, and with that kind of advantage, if that pace maintains, it's just going to be too tough to come back, I feel like. Now that deep shot, though! Oh, what a mighty narrow miss on what was almost an incredible fling.
Yeah, that was, it just glances off the shield, the side of the shield there. But now maybe an opportunity here. Louis does have Simon cutting in from the far side there. Simon had stunned out bad internet, got away from the defender outside of the bubble. So when he moves into the bubble, he's completely unchallenged, and that opens him up for that cross pass there from Louis, and that's good for the 2, and that's bringing the lead down to 5 here, but with only 1:45 to go once we come out of the tubes, Gravity's got to start acting now.
The unfortunate thing, three months in, and it took this long for someone to say, hey, it's Louis, not Lewis. Anyway, over here will be Simon retaining. Talk about Louis and the stack with Simon, the fastest in the world. Perhaps as they go for a passing play. There he is, but Finn, the big stun that denied what was potentially a pretty good angle at a goal.
Yes, it was, but Boop taking a shot there. It is. Look at where that hit. That is dead center of the goal there. 42 meters out, 17 meters a second. What a ridiculous shot there from Boop. I know, I shouldn't be surprised, but wow, what a goal.
Before it left his hand, I was thinking in my head, that's in. Before he even wound up for the shot, I said to myself, that's in. Uncanny. This is a time as big as any. If you're going to show up for a game, if you're going to show up for a series, well, championship time, that is the time to do it. And Boop is providing all of these just huge highlights from deep. And his shot percentage right now from 3 has to be sky high. I'm trying to think of a miss, and I can't find anything coming to mind as Finn gets a good grab right outside the bubble on the driver.
So now Boop sending that one in, trying to find Taco on Thursday, but Taco's going to get stunned out there by Viatrax. Viatrax sending this one in, but this is going to be round 2 to Washed Up here, currently up by 8, 20 seconds to go. Opportunity here, Simon trying to send that one in. Finn with the steal. You're going to send that one away with 16 seconds to go.
Yeah, so only time here for one more score, perhaps for Washed Up, but they will be very glad to take this nice momentum going into the 3rd round in this best of 5. So one last heave to the back line, Finn, and then up top, it will drop down there. 12-4, round 2 going the way of Washed Up. It's all tied up here on the series. But now, over to Sputnik.
Looking at Boop with these 8 points and 4 saves in this second round, just very strong performance from Boop as he leads Washed Up into this victory in the second round. But starting off this round, it was not too fast-paced as these teams were trying to find their offensive rhythm. Just incredibly strong bubble defense from both teams, but past the halfway mark, Washed Up starts to get into this pace. They start to pull away, and Team Gravity finds a shot off a rebound At 4 minutes, they get 2 points on the board, but it's just not enough, as going forward, Washed Up continues to find success with their bubble offense. And at 3 minutes, Washed Up finds momentum with a massive 3. Gravity still tries to find momentum. They're still in it around the 2-minute mark. They put 2 points on the board. But then they're just completely deflated by that massive mail slot at half court from Boop. So Boop's just really on top of it in the second round, and incredibly strong performance. And going in this third round, it's going to be exciting.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So again, normally most of our matches, of course, best of 3. This one, best of 5, as you can see there on that scoreboard. So no matter what, we're still going to continue on for at least a little longer beyond this round. We're right into it. This is the second match here of our stream today, and of course the reset situation should Washed Up win this. They still have to do it twice in 2 series because of them coming through that lower bracket, so it's still going to be some time to spare. But Viatrex right up in the midfield, as he often is, and causes a turnover for the meantime, getting to the hands on the sidewall. Eventually no one actually, because of the double stun coming out, Simon and Boop.
But now it'll be Louis coming away with that one. Louis going to back that one up there to Al Pacino on the back line. Al Pacino under pressure there by Finn. Going to send that one up to Viatrex. Viatrex fairly open. Does hit Simon on that. Oh my goodness. Simon on the corner wall. Sends it up to Louis. Louis able to place that one into the empty net. It looks like the goalie came out to challenge, help challenge Simon there on that corner wall. And that's good for the 2. That's going to be our first goal of the game. 38 seconds in. 2 points to Team Gravity.
And you got to think, Team Gravity, they're going to be very happy to see that one go through. The rhythm was a bit off kilter in that last round, and they just couldn't get that scoring output through that you're so used to seeing from a team like Team Gravity. With all the numerous assists and the good positioning, normally they're a team that can definitely pile on points, and we've seen it pretty recently too over the weekend. But on the dodge, the jump, and look at the shot! Stumping the defense is Louis for 2.
Yeah, that little stun there on the way in, that's one of those where you do it, you feel so good. Because it's such a slick move. And you think, how many times you've done that, you've gotten stunned out yourself as the player put the shield up. But no, Louis stuns out that player. He's able to pop that one in on basically a 1-on-1. It was kind of a 1-on-3. But he puts that one in nonetheless. And Gravity with a 4-point lead.
He made it a 1-on-1 effectively, just with all that clever maneuvering. But yeah, it was high risk, high degree of difficulty, but pulled it off. And again, if there's time to pull off plays like that, I mean, you wouldn't recommend doing it all the time necessarily. It could be risky, but if you're feeling confident, you're feeling in a good rhythm, which I do believe Gravity is now, as a shot goes through for 3.
Oh my.
And now it's starting to pile on. There's Viatrex adding to the point party and trying to leave Washed Up, feeling a little bit anxious now off of this hot start.
That was 16 meters out at 16 meters a second. You know what that is. That's a 1-second goal there. Good for the 3. Gravity now up by 7 here. 7.5 to go. Talk about Thursday, sending that one very quickly there to Boop in that left 2. Boop trying to send this one down to Finn, but doesn't connect on it off that bounce off the wall, the trench wall there. As Louis now with that disc going to back that one up to the goalie. There's Al Pacino. Al Pacino going to send that one up to Simon, and Simon now going to forward this one out. Look for a stack to chase this one down. They do stack up, so it's going to be a bit of a race. It will be, Gravity getting there first. They overshoot a little bit, but Simon coming away with that one, going to back it out to that look for that back line, but nobody's there actually. It's the only player there is a player from Washed Up, but Viatrex able to recover that one and send it forward for Simon for an opportunity here on offense.
And goal is being covered off by bad internet right there, just playing the barrier, making sure the lane is covered as well as he can, waiting for the defense here to act and maybe get back with a little bit of speed as they often do. But Simon finds that disc, already knows the back pass is available, so Al Pacino is right there to receive it to the side wall now. Simon again going to drive in on a few players and just getting the 1-on-1 essentially thanks to the nice passing play. It was Simon finding Viatrex head on right against the goalie.
Yeah, that was just well executed. I mean, beautiful setup there. Viatrex cutting in on the far side, relatively uncovered. Simon sending that one across. There was a defender near the lane, but stopped up. I wonder if they were stunned, but they didn't look stunned. They stopped up right near that lane. Oh my goodness, what a grab there from Louis for Gravity. Wow, what a read. That was a beautiful interception. He's going to send that one up there to Simon, but that one's going to take that goofy bounce. Taco's going to get that sent out through that left too.
Look, for any new players, newer players watching, less experienced ones, what have you, just those subtle things. You see how they read that perfectly, but they still did the short range stack to also get the disc back. There's a stun to get it once again. A deep 3 being taken, but already knows that they have that stack looming and trying to get that goal. It's a open goal, momentarily rebounded to himself. Simon off the shelf, and they are rocking, they are rolling. It's less than 6 minutes remaining in this round 2, but so far, 11 points up and nothing on the board yet for Washed Up.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Simon set the. He tried to anchor that first one. It takes it goes wide, takes that bounce, and gets it back. He's able to put it in. Looked like Taco had the hand there, but oh my goodness, another interception there. But the ding! Oh, Vitrex trying to send that one in, but it's going to ding out. And then another goofy bouncer trying to clear that one out, and now it will be handled by bad internet moving through the tube with Finn. And they do get double stuns there in the tube, so an opportunity here on offense is Washed Up.
And they're going for a bounce again. You saw Finn. That was with a purpose. Now, it didn't get to her teammates, but she saw the boost coming through, so she sent that soft bounce, hoping the stack would be able to meet it halfway. So that was kind of the idea behind that bouncing play. I don't believe that was a shot so much as just recognizing that the teammates were in the area. But I think when you're in this kind of rhythm, a little bit off kilter, it's also tough to make those plays work well. That's a rhythm play. Right now, it's Team Gravity, despite being off rhythm on a couple of those shots, they're still feeling really good here, shutting out Washed Up thus far.
Yeah, thus far they are. Sako trying to send that one out, but another grab here by Gravity on that back line. Simon going to send that one across there to Viatrex. Viatrex backing that one out. Nobody there to receive it, so it is going to be Simon, though, getting to it first. They're backing into Al Pacino. Al Pacino sending that one up to Louis. Louis now has a cutting player at Viatrex, but he's going to opt to, oh my goodness, he ducks under the defender and sends it in on the goalie, as the goalie was definitely distracted by that cutting player, and he puts it in for the 2, and that's going to be Team Gravity going up by 13 here in round 3.
And being led, no doubt, heavily by the offense of Louis. Louis Anmo with the offensive ammo, just piling in the points, shot after shot. There's Simon, but couldn't find it. Find Louis instead. He's the hot hand, it would seem like.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity there. Louis now getting back to it. Simon, though, actually getting there first. Going to back that one up to Al Pacino. Al Pacino sending this one right back up to Simon. Simon now moving in, does have a couple options. Takes that shot. Goalie was struggling, was tussling there with Louis away from the goal, leaving it open for Simon to send that one in for the 3. Wow, 18 meters a second, 14 meters out, and now Gravity up by 16 with still 3 minutes to go.
Just a absolutely dominant third round here, coming in off of basically, it felt like no rhythm after a round 2, and yet they start off round 3 hot with a couple shots, and then just carry it over for the next several minutes to the results of what you see here. 3 minutes left, another deep shot. There's another narrow miss. But again, it's not costing Team Gravity anything at the moment because they keep getting it back anyway and scoring after the fact. So there's another good stun, though, coming in from Boop, but still couldn't really get a clear.
No, Finn getting that one stunned out, actually sends that one away, and then that chain from Gravity is going to get there first. Simon has this one. They're currently down a player, but they're still playing as if they're full rosters. Louis now, opportunity hits the cutting man, Al Pacino, and down a player. Gravity's able to get another goal here in a 3-on-4 situation, and now up by 18 with just over 2 minutes to go. We do get the restart. I actually was not anticipating a restart. I really wasn't. I figured they were just going to play on through, but no, they do get that restart. So we are going to restart here. 18-0, just about 2 minutes to go here in round 3 in favor of Gravity.
And looking at this crash out, it's 2-minute mark. We have the crash out from Viatrex, but a completely different pace from Team Gravity going into this third round. They find success early on. It's not low scoring like it was the previous round. Louis able to find points at 9 minutes, then following up immediately 30 seconds later with another 2 points. And then this is where Team Gravity starts to just pull ahead. Viatrex finds an open 3 at 8 minutes. And then they're just able to get through on this bubble defense. The bubble defense of Washed Up just isn't able to respond, isn't able to slow down this offense. And Simon finds a rebound off his shot at 5 minutes and 40 seconds, 11-0 in favor of Team Gravity. And they just continue to find success where these players just aren't stopped. It's like Washed Up is scrambling to find their rhythm. They had success in the second round. They they pulled ahead on Team Gravity, and Team Gravity wasn't able to respond. So Team Gravity realigns themselves, gets into their gear, and just completely blows this washed up team out of the water.
Yeah, it was a tough going of things, certainly for Washed Up in that round. And that's a testament to Team Gravity. And once again, that experience, the championship experience, coming in off the preseason championships back in December with that victory. And we see this at play for them. So yeah, they drop around here or there, but they're not a team that you ever count out because they will come back to bite. And that's exactly what they did here. Now, SirDimwi, what are you thinking here that for Washed Up, as this round does come to a close in the next couple minutes? What do they need to do in terms of adjustments for that next round?
To be frank, stop turning it over. But other than that, I mean, no, I mean that is. It sounds harsh, but I mean that's really it. There were a lot of interceptions that Team Gravity was getting right off of the joust. And I think that's the kind of thing that, especially, I mean, I could say as a goalie, you tend to play quarterback a lot. As a goalie quarterback, ooh, nice turnover there. But it's when your passes are getting intercepted that frequently in a game, it can really weigh on you. You start doubting your play calling ability, your audible ability, and it can really have an effect on the game. So I think that's ultimately what they just got to clean up those launches, because I mean they've taken a round here already against Gravity. They can definitely do it again. They just got to clean it up.
Yeah. So one more shot that will be the round ender there on the Mercy, 20 points. But yeah, exactly like you said, it's all about just recollecting there, and I feel I mentioned this a lot as well in these casts. You really need to take full advantage of those between round times to breathe real quick, rehydrate. It's a long series. You're only a shot away from being right back in rhythm at the end of the day.
And it's gonna take some time for them to get back into that rhythm after what they just experienced this round, and just a very strong, dominant performance from Team Gravity. Team Gravity is looking to take this series. They're not looking to be contested in this first series. They don't want to go into that second series. They want to take it outright. And if they continue this going into this following round, it's going to be theirs.
Yeah. Oh, and we saw this actually yesterday on that note. Granted, of course, the games yesterday were best of 3. However, in that Instinct versus Infinite match, I do believe that went to 3 rounds, and the second round was actually a complete blowout, similar to this one, where it was I believe 22 points for Infinite, and Instinct just could not score. They were shut out. They came back in the third round, narrowly lost by 1 point, I want to say, 1 or 2 points. And but the point is, they took the time to just figure out what went wrong and to address it going to the next round, and that's what you need to do at this level, and that's what teams do show, and it's what they do at this level on any given moment. You know, it's not an unexpected thing, because these players have been playing for so long, and their game is just much too strong to count them out for, you know, multiple rounds in a row. So I feel like with that timeout of sorts off that reset we saw a few minutes ago with 2 minutes left, and then with this time between rounds here, that's hopefully enough to gather some bearings on the behalf of Washed Up.
Oh, absolutely. You know they did. You know, they took that. You take that time to chill out, get your head right. You know, every single one of us can fall prey to it. It's one of those things. You know, something gets into your head, and you just kind of it can snowball a little bit, and you need that moment. In fact, Nova was not too embarrassed to take timeouts between rounds in case of this situation. But almost an opportunity there for Gravity. But it will be bad internet coming away with that one as he sends that one back towards mid here.
And bad internet with that disc. The goal momentarily exposed. A big shot and going to be secured by Taco. The angle was tight, so just guaranteeing the goal if in the event that maybe comms didn't come through. I couldn't even tell from my angle, but either way, they will take any score they can get.
Yeah, that's going to be our first score of the game here. Washed Up taking the first goal here in round 4, excuse me. And yeah, that's what they needed. They needed that. They really needed that. That's something that, you know, that's good for your confidence. It helps get your confidence back when your team can score. It gets you back into that mindset of trusting your teammates, trusting yourself, and making the things happen that you need to make happen to come back in a game.
Absolutely. So after going 10 minutes scoreless, they only go second scoreless there, but there's very like the other side, this time secured by Simon, though, grabbing that and dunking it home.
Yeah, it's a great play there by Simon. Sums out the goalie, and they send that one in. He gets a grab on it, brings it in for the 2 to tie it up here. Still 8.5 minutes to go, though, as Washed Up will be taking this Joust advantage here. Coming out of the tubes, that will be Taco on Thursday, sending that one to that trap there. Beautiful pass there to Bad Internet, sending that one up to Boop. Boop on that popcorn block. Does have 2 players streaking in. Does have an open pass. 2 open passes, actually. As he sends that one over to Finn. Finn going back to Boop, and Boop's going to plant that one in for the 2. And now, Washed Up taking another 2-point lead here with 8 minutes to go.
There you go. See, that rhythm, they're feeling good again. Obviously, they're not out of the woods in terms of the fact that Gravity is obviously feeling strong, but you got 2 goals already. So that's at least good news for them. And now they just have to play that defense and continue this focus that they're trying to build. Of course, for Team Gravity, they're eyeing that championship prize here and the claim to fame yet again with a potential win in this 4th round. So we'll see what unfolds, but it's all on the line. It's down to closing time.
Absolutely it is. It's Al Pacino sending that one across the Viatrex. Viatrex crossing that one over to Simon. Simon now having a little bit of room to work with, but not for long as he's now under attack there by Bad Internet, but passes that one up to Al Pacino. Al Pacino going across there to Viatrex hitting Louis behind the goal, but the goalie going to stun him out there. What a play by the goalie. Good read on that one. He had an eye on that player there, and now it's going to get turned around here by Washed Up all the way down into the Gravity zone, but handled by Simon now for, an opportunity here for Gravity.
That was great from Taco on Thursday. Already know that he's a great goalie. As the goalie actually nowhere to be found because Viatrex is there. He just walks it right in. That's a tie-up again.
Yeah, so for anybody who is maybe thinking Washed Up, they were counting Washed Up out after that mercy there. We saw this. We saw this in the preseason finals in North America between Joker and Illuminati. Joker, I believe, wasn't it Joker who mercied Illuminati in that first series? But Illuminati ultimately won the game, and that shot though gotta go wide. But we've seen it before. It's not unprecedented. So do not count Washed Up out. They are definitely still in this game.
Can't count either of these teams out really, but I agree. You see this from these top level teams. They're able to make those adjustments, and they will. At the moment, still looking pretty good. That's going to be a very quick fling. Oh, somehow get through.
Hold on, I have to. Actually, I was looking at the stream, going, I gotta watch the delay on the stream here to see what happened because that happened so fast. But it seemed to happen. It outpaced Win even. So wow, what a goal there by Finn, and that's gonna put Washed Up by 3 here. 5.5 to go as Gravity taking that joust, gonna send that one to Simon in that left tube. Under pressure there, trying to juke. Oh, you look at that. He broke up the chain. It was only for a moment, but just juking, he was able to break up that chain there. That was a nice move there from Simon.
So big plays coming out from both teams here, but Washed Up, they're up indeed. So for Team Gravity, it's going to be the slowdown that we do. Time to Pacino patiently working up the floor to Viatrex. Viatrex, he checks down low and on the boot. It's going to be a goal for Simon, and 6 points here for Team Gravity, but still up by 1 with half this 4th round remaining. It's Washed Up on the offensive joust.
Sorry if there was some echo there for a moment. I was sitting very close to my mic while you were talking, but that was a beautiful setup. And again, that's a situation I want to see 2 assists there. Absolutely want to see 2 assists there because that's not a 2-player play there. You need your whole team for that one, and that was a beautiful goal there from Gravity. Still down by 1, but still very much in it here as they send that one through that tube. Force that turnover, at least a disruption as looks like Boot maybe getting there first. He does very quickly sending that one back towards mid, and nice play there by Viatrex to force that one getting loose. So turnover. Simon taking that shot, he hits it. 18 meters out, 18 meters second. That's a 1-second goal, and that puts Team Gravity up by 2 here with 4.5 to go.
Important goal there for Team Gravity if they want to secure this 4th round and the victory and the title, for that matter, of champions. That is a big shot, and one of the mistakes, if you can call it that, is, again, because of the style of play, you do often see these goals left open at times. Now, the thing is, Team Gravity earlier on in the day were missing those open threes a bit, just not paying for it because of the rebounds. But you leave too many open threes like that, you're going to pay for it eventually. And that is a big one to give up. But there's still plenty of time to go for Washed Up. So they're just going to need to roll on here, stick to their game plan, roll around, and look at that. Goal coming in off the jukes and the fakes from Finn. Make no mistake, she wants to win.
Oh, these teams, that was ridiculous. Finn with the sidestep there, bringing that one in for the 2, gonna tie it up. Oh man, with 3:27 to go, 3:20 to go here as Gravity coming out, tied up game. Wow, this one again, we're coming down the line. This reminded me of round 1, Palidore. Oh, dude, this is good.
Oh, it's good. And trying to maybe get some more of that goodness. There's the punch. There's the stun. 11-9. What a humongous play from Bad Internet. 2 points. Did you see the reflexes on that to get the punch off daringly and take it in on the goalie? That was a massive gutsy play from Bad Internet.
So that's going to be Team Bad Internet taking a 2-point. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Team Washed Up taking a 2-point lead as Bad Internet playing like a one-man team there. 1-on-3. Oh, that turnover in the tube there by Washed Up. They're going to send this one in. Bad Internet gets grabbed, but Al Pacino with a better save. Wow, what a stop there by Alp as that one's going to get sent out now. Gravity sending this one too. Simon sending that one in, but it's going to be grabbed there by Finn, sending it back towards mid. 2:28 to go. Still a 2-point game. 11-9 in favor of Washed Up as this one bounces into the Gravity zone. Gravity now going to turn this one around.
And again, Washed Up there in it for their championship lives, for that matter. A deep pass goes for the shot, but misses that one, so that will cost perhaps dearly. They still have 2 minutes left. It's a 2-point advantage for Washed Up, and Washed Up with a disc, just washing it down the floor as a good leech comes through from Al Pacino, just trying to work his way back into the goal. They don't want to give up any threes, certainly. Washed Up, they don't want to give up anything whatsoever, so the punches fast and flurried, and Finn hurries it over to the opposite side, waiting for that stack. Look at the communication, look at the attention, look at the detail as they go in and mail it for the 2-point goal. And they're up here by 4 points. 1 minute 40 seconds left, and staying right alive to maybe force that 5th round.
I don't know what sorts of PEDs that Washed Up started doing between these rounds, that last round and this one, but wow, they are on fire. They have absolutely caught fire here in round 4. As,
you know what, Dimwi? The only thing they're on right now is some adrenaline. Here it goes for a shot again, a dunk, and oh my goodness, Washed Up. What a return in this 4th round. From the depths of defeat, it looked like. 1 minute left. There's still time, granted, but 15 points on the board compared to 0 in round 3.
Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. 54 seconds to go. It's a 6-point game. Al Pacino. Oh, no. That interception. Bad Internet sending that one in, but Alp is going to get the stop there. 48 seconds to go. They need to score right now on this drive as this one gets dumped in all the way down. It is Taco Thursday manning the goal there, but they can't get the chain together. They can't get down there fast enough. They have to score. They have to score right now if they want to. If they don't want to go to a next round, if they want to end this, they have to end it right now. They have to score. Louis sending this one across Alp, but an interception there by Bad Internet. We are not yet quite out of mathematical time, although we are approaching it very, very quickly as both teams coming down here.
Oh, it's done.
It's done. On Thursday. That is it. We are going to round 5, ladies and gentlemen.
And wow, are we happy to say that from the viewership, spectating, entertainment standpoints, you love to see Echo Arena at this level. Incredible comeback after the depths of defeat again. Dimwi.
Now is a great time to say, if you're watching this on venues and you like what you're seeing, you are enjoying this game.
Oh, the plugs.
Pull up that store on your, if you're on the Oculus, what is it called? The Oculus Quest. If you're on there watching it on venues, pull that up, get it downloaded. It's Echo VR. It's in the beta right now. It's gonna be free when it releases. Go check it out because wow, this is why we play. This is why we watch. This is it. This is phenomenal.
Absolutely. Sputnik, what do you got?
An extremely eventful round as we go into this 5th round. Washed Up, the underdogs able to force this 5th round, just able to get momentum, just back and forth in this round until you get to about 4-minute mark. You had Team Gravity behind around about 7 points to 6 points in favor of Washed Up. Team Gravity responds with 2 points. Simon follows up with a 3 at 20 meters to take the lead, but that's not stopping Washed Up. From 4 minutes to 3 minutes, they just continue to score until the end of this round. Finn able to have this windmill juke on Viatrex to tie it up 9-9 at 4 minutes. Bad internet fighting off a defender as he approaches the bubble to pull ahead by another 2 points, and just an incredibly strong performance from Washed Up as we go into this 5th round.
I have breathed. I have breathed as we start this round 5 here between these two teams. It's going to be won there by Gravity. Gravity getting the headbutt down into the washed up bubble. That one's going to take that bounce. Handle there by Viatrex on the near side wall. Viatrex now going to get stunned out there by Bad Internet, sending that one out through that right tube there, and they're going to chase this one down. They do get their first, and the shot there by Boop. He's going to hit it. And at 15 seconds in, we're going to get our first points on the board. That's a 3 there from Washed Up. They're taking the early lead.
Oh, the momentum. Now I have to take a breath because, wow. It's all I can really say at the moment. The return from that, just being 20 down, no scores in round 3, just absolutely clutch, and starting off with that same kind of fire and speed. So once more, I mean, if Team Gravity comes through this, they're the champions of Europe in Season 1. If Washed Up wins, they still have to do it again, but trying to deny that ability with the quick stacking Al Pacino, and that's a 3-point goal to tie it right up.
Yeah, it's very quick. 20 seconds it took from that. It took for that 3-point answer there here in round 5. Gravity got to tie that one up. We still have 8:45 to go here in the round as we Washed Up coming out of the tube for this joust advantage. Going to take it by Taco on Thursday. Taco sending that one up to Bad Internet. Excuse me. Yeah, it was Bad Internet. Bad Internet sending it down. Boop trying to get there first, but Simon with the grab going to send this one back to Al Pacino for the reset, and they're going to send this one away. So the chains are out. The race is away. Simon taking that shot. Oh, what a save there by Bad Internet as he gets a stop, but Simon is able to wrest control of that disc in front of the goal. He's able to put that one in for the 2, and Gravity's now up 5-3.
Oh, that save was so huge. I continue to be left amazed by some of these defensive plays. The offense you expect from players, of course, but on some of these clutch saves they look like guaranteed goals, and then you have so many players the last few days, the last couple weeks, in fact, getting these humongous grabs where it just seems like there's no way, and then they do it anyway. There's Al Pacino. He's one of those guys who does just that on every given opportunity, it seems like. And another very quick stat coming in from Team Gravity, but overshooting a little bit, misread on the trajectory, will give up the disc right back to Washed Up for at least a moment, but maybe not too long, depending on how this unfolds.
So now it will be, who is a turnover there. Louis coming away with that one, sending it down in deep. So the chains are away. I see a Leech there as it's going to be handled by Al. Al takes the shot, but what a stop there by Boop. Getting into that lane very quick off of that joust, and now trying to do something with her, trying to get it set away. Does ultimately get it through that left tube, going for that dump. Now handled by Al Pacino, but Al Pacino's going to get stunned out. So they have a 2-on-1 here. Talk on Thursday. Bad Internet coming in 2-on-1 against the goal. He's going to send this one in off the backboard. He hits it. Good for the 2, and that's going to tie it up here. 7 minutes. I am out of breath. I got to breathe some more. Oh, my goodness.
What fantastic patience that was from Bad Internet. Did not rush it. Yeah, it's a clutch situation. It's every single point. It doesn't matter that there's 7 minutes left. Every score, every save is clutch at this point of the game, of the series. So he had such good patience there, not rushing it. He threw in some shot fakes, recognized, okay, the goalie's not diving out at me, so I have time to make a decision. He was eyeing maybe the pass, but then figured, okay, you know what? He's not diving. I have the room to just work it up even closer and score.
Yeah, now the opportunity here. Simon coming in 1-on-1. Goalie comes out the challenge. He hits it. 18 meters a second from 6 meters out. Gravity's going to take a 2-point lead here in round 5. Wow, what a goal there by Simon. And a nice challenge there by the goalie. I would have done probably the exact same thing. It's kind of once they're in the bubble there's not much of an option. You either sit there and wait to take it, or you come out to challenge it. He came out to challenge, but that left it open. He got the stun off, and but it goes in nonetheless. So Gravity up by 2 now. Still, though, over 5 minutes to go. 6 minutes to go. Now Bad Internet. Oh, that one's going to ding off the post and out.
And into the contested hands of Simon. Finn was just trying to do some damage with the brawls. Good intercept. Taco on Thursday finding Boop over up there down the middle. He's going to just tap off, but saved out. It's Viatrex now with the clear off of the good save from Alp, I believe. There's the stacks just of 6 players all getting end-to-end, it seems like, in no time whatsoever, and eventually retained at midline here, passing off to Louis, and will again back and forth. The pacing is just frantic, but the plays right now are absolutely amazing.
Oh, look at that cut though. Louis cut.
Oh,
What a
no.
stop there by bad internet. And I also want to point out,
Oh, wow.
Part of me wants to point out the speed of the chains, but what I really want to point out, what we're really talking about, the accuracy of these chains. It's ridiculous. They're hitting the disc. They're not overshooting. But now Vichek's off of that ghost. Going to send this one back there to Simon. Simon, look at a back pass. This one reset here for Gravity on offense here. Louis on the back line here, not under pressure. So he's just going to hold on to it for a moment, play some clock management, try to draw one of those defenders out. And it does. It looks like Boop started feigning an attack. He sends it up to Simon. Simon taking the shot, but that one's going to go wide, but now handled by Vichek. Vichek hitting the cutting man there of Al Pacino. He's going to send it in on the hook shot. Good for the 2. And now Gravity taking a 4-point lead here with over 4 to go.
So despite the great defense being played there from Taco and or bad internet, I believe as well, the saves coming in, the brawls coming in, they're playing good defense but couldn't get the clear. So as a result, being down now 4 points, it feels bad when you, in a sense where you say, okay, we just played some fantastic defense, but then it gets undone because of the rebounds. That said, they're not going to dwell on it too long, I don't think, because they're still fast, they're still furious, and trying to convert on a great grab from Bad Internet. And look at the immediate recognition that, hey, I have a back pass available, so now we can try and take control. I really like that from Washed Up.
Too fast, too furious. They're too fast for y'all, man. As that one gets sent in there to Bad Internet. Bad Internet with an opportunity. Takes a shot. Oh, it's going to ding. What a place. No, you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to hit the top corner on the goalie. But Taco sending that one in. An ambitious shot, but Simon's going to get the grab on that. Now turning it around to Gravity. Louis sending it in deep into the washed up zone. They're going to get their first out. Taking that shot, but that one's going to go wide and bounce out of the bubble now.
Every single shot attempt, it doesn't matter which side it's coming from. I'm just absolutely cringing, not in a bad way, but like I'm tensing up because every single shot is so important, and they keep getting these grabs, keep getting these saves, and it's just making me nervous. And I'm not even playing in this game, but I am just watching some amazing developments here. Finn, she's gonna duck through with a slick move and dancing right out of the defense's shoes, it seems like. So 9-7, bringing it ever the more close. Finn with a great score.
Did you see what she did there? She was looking at the pass the whole way in until she got to the defender, ducks him, and then backhands it on the goalie. That was a beautiful play there with Finn. Her footwork in the bubble today has been ridiculous.
Oh, look at that bounce being delivered. That's actually very dangerously close to the goal. Some stuns unfolding. So the back pass to Taco on Thursday. There's the immediate clear. There is a backliner there, but doesn't look like they're in good position. So instead, maybe in great position for a grab. Taco on Thursday. He gets the shot, and he gets the lead. 3 points. Now it's up by 1, 2:40 left in this 5th round.
Yeah, we're going to have 2:26 to go after we come out of the tubes here. A 1-point game in round 5 here of these finals. This is we could have asked for a better game here. Thank you, teams. I know you're watching this right now. Thank you all. Bad Internet with the shot. Oh, that one's gonna go wide. That was very close.
Would have been a momentum killer, absolutely, but just like that, undone with a snap of a finger. Al Pacino never lets it up on the stack as well, but big grab from Boop. He dumps it out into the midfield, goes for that bounce into the hands of Bad Internet. These plays, they amaze right there to Boop. He's gonna dodge, duck, weave, and heave it for the goal. It's up again. Couple more points. Boop, 90.
What a shot there by Boop on the goalie. Goalie saw it coming in high, put the hands up, and couldn't get there fast enough. That one goes in for the 2, and now, washed up with a 3-point lead here. Minute 45 to go. Minute 38 to go once we come out of the tubes. I'm sorry. I couldn't math. I'm too excited. Al Pacino sending this one down to Vichek. Vichek's under a little bit of pressure, but with room to move, going to back this one up. Oh, no, that pass is not on. It will be Boop. The first he says, oh, that was close. But another opportunity here. Bad Internet. Oh, another ding. That is unfortunate there, but still they are in the lead as that one gets sent towards that tube, but it's going to take a bounce off the lip and stay in the gravity zone here.
For not too long, though, because there's a clear. Luckily, Taco on Thursday wisely retreating, so tough misses there could have maybe really helped to close out the game with an even bigger gap. That said, they're about to do it here, it looks like, and indeed, they will. So, at the end of the day, wasted a little more time off the clock. They're up now by 5 points. There's less than a minute remaining, and all they have to do is just hold steady, hold the ship. Do not let any threes especially go through. But defend with your lives, because that is indeed an Echo Arena, and in VRML, it's your VRML lives at stake if you're washed up. Oh, boy.
Oh, is this going to be the ice? They have an opportunity here. It's a 2-on-1 against the goalie. Al Pacino on the goal. Boop, taking a shot. That's the ice. We are... Oh, my goodness. We're going to another best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. Washed Up has just won the first round here in the final series. That means we get another series.
Incredible. Indescribable. It's matches like these. It's performances like these that tend to leave me a little bit more speechless towards the end, where I'm searching, because how do you do justice to the fact that we just had a finals match go to 5 rounds, and now we have the bracket reset, of course, because the upper bracket finalists, Team Gravity, from yesterday's matches, they stayed undefeated. So therefore, it is one more best of 5 here in Europe for the championship glory.
And an exciting matchup it is, as they're able to force the bracket reset. And what an eventful 5th round. Things were tied up 3-3, 9 minutes in. Bad internet at 8 minutes and 30 seconds, able to get a relay boost 3. And then Team Gravity follows up with another shot, and they follow up with another boost to take the lead. So at 7 minutes, we get tied up 5-5 on a bad internet shot at 3 meters. A nice bubble play. But for these next few minutes, it's just incredibly strong last minute showing from Washed Up. We have big saves from both goalies, Al Pacino and Bad Internet, at 6 minutes. And then we have big saves at 2 minutes, back to back. Boop with the save and Al Pacino with the save. And we have all these saves from Team Gravity and a strong defensive performance, but it's just not enough to stop Washed Up in the 5th round. And with that, we'll have a bracket reset.
So yeah, to we fill some dead air. Yeah, we've got a whole nother round of finals ahead of us here. That is ridiculous. And to think, I can say, to start the day, I mean, I think a lot of people were thinking this. We were going to see Phantoms versus Gravity in the finals. Excuse me. I assumed that was a lot of the. That was a lot of the general assumption from the community, is that's what we were going to see. But then we saw there was the issue with the player there at Phantoms. They weren't able to get him in, so they played 3v4. So Washed Up taking that victory there, and Washed Up now proving they deserve to be here just along anybody else. They won that first round, the first series against Gravity here in the finals.
Absolutely. And just real quick, folks. We're going to get back into the next round pretty much right away, so just briefest of intermissions. Bear with us for just a minute, and we'll be right back, promise. All right, folks, told you to be quick. We're back. I don't know what to say, what to think, except this is the best possible way. I know we got started off in a bit of a strange fashion, some unusual circumstances earlier in the day with the bronze match, unfortunately. But Washed Up found their way here into the championship round, the grand finals now, off of that first win just moments ago. And after, again, that's interesting start to the day, what a way to finish these European games of Season 1. You know the players are feeling hyped, they're feeling hot, and just everything is on the line. Physically, they're spent. Mentally, they're trying to maintain that focus, and they're ready to go mighty soon. But it's just been a very, very fun to watch past hour now, and we're just about to do it again, perhaps.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal first series there between the two teams. And for anybody watching, anybody new to competitive Echo Arena, anyone new to competitive sports in general, or just tuning in, we're going into this next series, this next best of 5. This is it. There's no more bracket resets. There's no more nothing. This is it. Whoever wins this best of 5, they are the European champions for Season 1, VRML Season 1. They get the, they're going to go down in the history books as the first VRML champions in European history. And that's, right now that doesn't sound like a big deal, but, in 20 years, it'll probably be a pretty big deal. I'm telling you.
Look, I disagree. It's a huge deal now. This thing, look, regardless of the size of the community, whether it's the earlier days a few years back or it's right now, the thing is, everyone puts so much heart and soul into this game to be at this level. It's by no mistake that these teams are at this level and in this championship series. It's the respect of the peers, it's the respect of your teammates, it's the camaraderie, it's all of the above that makes it meaningful. No matter what the numbers are, but to your point, I do agree. This is history. This is pioneering the future of esports, of VR sports, coming in with these amazing plays. These are the early days, sure. These are the days that you reminisce over, absolutely, and you look back at historically, because we have no doubts that this is going to be the future. This is the future, and the future is now. The time is now. For those who get that reference there, here we go with some reverence. We're going to treat this one as exciting as it no doubt will be. It's the grand finals of VRML Season 1 here in Europe with the season stuns as it goes back towards mid.
Yeah, that was close. That was very close. Gravity almost getting an opportunity there, but then Washed Up just taking it right back. But now Gravity with it again. Vitrax in that near side too. Going to send this one across there to Simon. Simon under pressure there by Finn. Going to cross it right back to Vitrax. Vitrax does have a player on the left side wall. He does hit him. Louis going back on that one up to Al Pacino. Al Pacino now moving in on the bubble, looking for a pass, and he does hit Simon. Simon now trying to juke his way around and going for that cross back to Vitrax. Ooh, maybe one pass too many. Is that one? But it will be handled again. Al Pacino going right up to Simon. Simon on the near side wall looking for a cut pass. Oh, he's going to go. Wow, pulled out the trampoline, but not good enough to get in. And now that one's going to get backed out.
Well, you know what they say about double dipping, I guess. Didn't work out in that event, but it was still an almost nice move, but even nicer. It's going to be recovered. It's going to be gently laid in. It's Taco on Thursday doing it again. He was a hot and he's looking to continue.
Yeah, that was that was a lot of work by Gravity for Washed Up to just turn it around and very quickly put it right in. But that was our first goal. That took 1 minute and 3 seconds to get our first goal here in round 1 of this final series. It's now Al Pacino taking that one, sending that one across the Vitrax. Vitrax going right back to Al Pacino. Al Pacino now going up towards that left station block to Simon. Simon backing up to Al Pacino. Al Pacino going back to Simon there, and a lot of back and forth here, trying to make some space. They do see the space they were looking for. Now Simon trying to forward this further into the zone here to make something happen on offense.
That they are. There's a spacing. You can see the 4 corners being played by the teams on that positioning. A great grab from Finn. She had a few of those in that first series. And yes, to clarify also for those asking, indeed, this is still a best of 5 once more. So whoever wins this one, whoever wins 3 rounds, they're going to be the champs. And all of it is on the line. And Taco on Thursday, deep heave into the other side, will be retained, it looks like, by Simon and Gravity.
To Simon now sending that one deep into the washed up zone. Louis trying to get there first, but that stack gets there instead. Boop trying to send that one away, but Vitrax with his own stack. Vitrax crossing over there to Louis. Louis taking a shot, but wouldn't stop there by Taco.
He is absolutely possessed tonight. Just doing all the work. Oh, he almost gets that save as well. Very tough, but he at least turns it into a 2. So even when Gravity does score, Taco still at least denying them something, an extra point. So tough, but still, for Taco, he is a beast.
Yeah, he got there just in the nick of time, but not quite in the nick of time. I guess in the not nick of time. Although that one getting set up now to Finn. Finn crossing that one, looking for bad internet, but it's going to be Louis getting there first with that stack. stacked up there with Simon, but a good leech there by Finn and Bad Internet to stun out that opposing stack. They get their first. Now forwarding this one, looking for Boop, but he's not able to get the grab, so this was going to take a few bounces there, but Boop ultimately coming away with it, although he gets stunned out by that stack, the Simon stack there, although now another turnover, some ping ponging going on right now.
And right to the bottom of the floor, there's a very timely stack. Bad Internet eyeing the goal, being patient like he was before. Couldn't get the score. Will be stunning all three of those backliners, though, for Gravity getting a leech. But ultimately, they do break away and then overshoot the disc. So goal covered off by Taco again. He's dangerous. Boop, he's dangerous. Gets the clear. There's the stacks. And once more, back to the other side of the floor. It is frantic. It's wild. And I'm really just enjoying what I'm watching here so far.
Oh, yeah, this is a lot of back and forth. This is another low-scoring game here. It's currently tied 2-2, under 6 to go, but a good feed there to Finn. Finn going to windmill that one in, dunk it for the 2, and now Washed Up going to take a 2-point lead here with just under 6 to go.
There you go again. Finn might not be a player who is the main scorer compared to the likes of Bad Internet or Boop, but fully capable, and throughout this series and throughout the last series as well, she has definitely come through with some just timely plays, whether it's grabbing the disc, getting it in midline, or getting those just big shots, those dip-throughs, those dance moves, as Simon does eventually get it back here on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I just witnessed there. It looked like Simon was doing a little dance at the end of the tube. He was trying to juke, but the way it came across was very entertaining. But he does maintain control of the disc. He lost for a moment, got it back, and now he's still got it. So he sends it up there to Viatrex now. Viatrex takes his time on that bow tie block. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just saying, for Simon, all according to plan, perhaps, at the end of the day, he does get the 2 points and ties it up. There's a 4:50 remaining here on the clock. First round of this grand finals.
What a nice shot there by Simon. The placement on it, you could hear it ding on the way in. That's the kind of ding you want to hear, because that means you put it right on the edge, and he did on the goalie there. Good for the 2. That's good to tie it up here. 4.5 to go here in this round 1 in this best of 5 series, as it's now going to be Washed Up, turning this one around. Trying to make something happen. They do have a potential 2-on-1 situation here. Finn and Bad Internet, although that stack pair does get there. Oh no, Finn losing a hand there, and that one's going to turn around. Louis, although Bad Internet coming on the way, he gets a shot, it's good. Wow, what a shot there from Bad Internet, good for the 2, and that's going to put Washed Up by 2.
So Finn may have lost a hand, but you gotta just clap your hands on the awareness just to maintain. So despite the fact that, yeah, a misplay, an unfortunate little error there, doesn't matter. They still convert on the goal.
Do you have no tact? That woman just lost her hand on the floor there, and you're going to tell people to clap their hands? Wow.
Not for her, for Bad Internet. I'm sorry, I'm a horrible human being. Just, yeah. Disregard all the above, but over here from above, on the top of the ramp, showing the goal some love. Man. Look at that stamp of a shot from 3, Viatrex. Similar to Finn, talked about her. Viatrex isn't going to be the main scorer a lot of the time for Team Gravity. Doesn't mean he can't do it. You leave that lane, you leave that small window. He's going to close it on your hands, speaking of. And, yeah.
Again, no tact. But now we'll be Washed Up with that disc.
No hands.
Oh, my goodness. Deep. You even got Wick going now. Okay. You know, Palidore taking it. That was too much.
All right, well, I will take it because I do have some hands to use as they hold onto the disc for too long. Bad Internet does cause a turnover. That's a great look, but couldn't get the clear, so there's a stack overshooting. Another stack from Louis and Simon. That famed, acclaimed stack for Gravity. Al Pacino getting it back now to the bottom of the ramp. He's going to evade and juke, trying to show a little bit of those Finn moves as Simon shows his moves, but Taco on Thursday, leaving no room for error, and he just causes these errors for the other side as the score maybe comes through from Boop. Couldn't get it rebounded, couldn't find it either, but on the return, and it's going to be grabbed by Louis and bounce right out of there.
Now, should I be surprised if Boop dinged it? Because I'm not allowed to be surprised when he makes it, but nice pass there to Taco on Thursday. Taco up to Finn. Finn, one-on-one with the goalie, and as we've discovered, as I've discovered, as everybody apparently already knows, Finn, when Finn gets a one-on-one with the goalie, it's always going in, and she puts it in there, and now Washed Up are up by 1.
Absolutely. The timely goals. So regardless if you're a volume scorer or not, everyone at this play on these teams They know how to make it. They know how to play every position. You know, everyone has their favorite spots. Everyone has their things that they're better at than others. But at this level of play, there's no one who's just straight up bad at anything. They're all very capable in any aspect of the floor, any aspect of gameplay you can think of. So the slowdown coming in from Team Gravity. Al Pacino now with a disc.
Yeah, looking to send that one to the near side wall. Does ultimately find Louis. Louis going to back that one right back over to Al Pacino. Al Pacino now moving in. Does have a lane to walk, so he's going to walk it, and he does take the shot. But it's stopped there by the goalie. He's going to get sent out of the bubble. But Vichex is there to collect on it. Vichex now moving in, going for that cross pass behind the goal. What is that off the 5-head of Taco on Thursday? Boy, oh man, what a stop there. Yeah, from the cranium. That was ridiculous.
Wow. Possessed, absolutely relentless on the defense as that shot does go in. Boop! He's not going to miss a couple in a row. That's 3 points. They're up here by 4. Less than a minute left in this first round of Grand Finals. And what a grand show it's been.
Yeah, 4 points. It's going to be tough as we come out with only 40 seconds left. They have to score immediately here if they want to come back here in this round, as Al Pacino is going to send one over to Vichex. But Vichex getting sent out there by bad internet. So bad internet going to send this one up to Boop, and Boop's going to pop that one in for the ice. And that's going to be round 1 here, ladies and gentlemen. Washed Up has taken the first round.
This entire day has gotten it started out interesting. And now it's all kinds of a different interesting because wow, what fire coming through.
You can find all the connotations of the term interesting from here today. It's bad internet taking that shot, but that one's going to ding just out of the bubble. And now, yeah, we're going to see the end of this round here. But yeah, wow, what a day it's been so far, and what a day we still have left for us.
And over to Sputnik now to tell us a little bit about what he noted in that round. There's a lot to go over.
So in this second series, this bracket reset, this first round, Washed Up coming out strong. Just really strong bubble defense from Washed Up. Incredibly strong performance. 5 saves from Taco on Thursday. At 9 minutes, it was still scoreless. Able to pull away will be Taco on Thursday, putting the first points on the board. And Team Gravity just having a hard time breaking through that bubble defense of Washed Up. Able to tie it up at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. So, at the halftime mark, we're still tied up. It's not until maybe about 4 minutes that we really start to see Washed Up really pull ahead. They get double saves. Taco on Thursday allowing his team to stay in it, to keep that momentum. They definitely benefited from the momentum of his saves. The 2-minute mark, Taco on Thursday finding the save, finding these very close saves, as well as a stun save. So he had one hand outstretched for the save, and he got the stun on the offender of Team Gravity, which allowed Finn to get a 4-meter 2, and then followed up with another double saves, one off his hands, one off his head, and then more points from Washed Up to finish the round.
Yeah, just incredible gameplay we're witnessing here. Momentum for the last, 20, 30 minutes now, just feeling like it has indeed, as we do get a restart, seems like. So maybe something going on there. I can only assume button was hit before that launch went out, but definitely momentum on the side of Washed Up after that round, that third round where they went scoreless in the finals, the last series. It's just been all uphill from there, continuing to climb. But as we keep mentioning, it's not unheard of, especially with a team like Gravity, to make this a very, very interesting second round coming up mighty soon, as I believe the players mentioned a battery change there for a controller or so. But yeah, we're going to keep on rolling here.
Yeah, I believe it's actually Finn changing the batteries there. That was Finn that lost her hand there. But maybe now's a good time to thank our sponsors. ProTube VR cover, Fixed Gaming, and Rebuff Reality. Sponsors of VRML here. Definitely a big shout out to those guys for making some of this possible.
Yeah, for definitely helping us feature these players, give them just all the more reason, to keep on playing, aside of course, the championship glory, that respect I talked about. When you show up in games like this, in matches like this, and you really just perform to this level, as Finn, she's gonna level the goal, just continuing to bury shots. off of, again, this is identical start to the first round of this grand finals, right? They scored just as quickly that last time with a 3, so just what a showing.
Yeah, what a shot there from Finn to take that early lead, 11 seconds in. Washed Up now up by 3 as a Team Gravity. Very quick off that joust. Simon sending this one in up to, who's that, Louis. Louis there. Louis trying to back it up to Simon, but nobody there in that tube, so it's going to be recovered there by Bad Internet, who's going to send it in from the tube, but just off the mark, and now it's going to bounce to that trench, and now turnover. Gravity's going to take this one and send it out.
There was a chance there for Washed Up to potentially get a goal off that stack. It was going to be an open one, but just a slight overshoot, which will definitely cost them that opportunity to maybe make it a 6-point game. They're trying to retain the disc, but again, some awkward bounces. A shot quickly taken, and just in time, Bad Internet turns his head. He was there, but he wasn't looking until the very last split second. And in a hot second, the hot shot saved out by Louis. And right back we go, just back and forth, and neither team giving up much.
Now will be Finn grabbing that one as they were trying to say Gravity was trying to send that one out again for a clearing boost. Finn trying to draw the defender out. She does, at least momentarily. Louis goes right back to Boop. Boop stunning out Louis. So now Taco trying to pull out Simon, and he does. So he crossed that over to Finn. Finn now trying to pull Simon out further. She does. So sends it back up to Taco. Taco now moving in. Does have a lane to work with, crossing it over to the Bad Internet. Bad Internet swooping off the post, but a good stun there by Vichex. He gets that turnover and sending it out back to mid.
And just sailing past Finn's reach a couple times before she gets it, and then loses it to Simon. Immediate fling, and going to be just denied by the Geo, that island there, hanging out and rejecting. But Viatrex still gets the rebound, so off of this good spacing from Team Gravity, you see they have multiple available passes. Unfortunate on the ding, but still yet again a rebound before they stun, and now the fling into the clear coming out from Taco there, who is... among many other players, one of the players of the hour at least, because he is just impressed constantly.
Oh, yeah. Taco on Thursday's goalie play today has been ridiculous. He's also been contributing on offense. But Simon ducking the defender. They have a 2-on-1 against the goalie. He's going to send that one behind the goal there to Al Pacino. Al Pacino's going to hook that one in for the 2, and that's going to get Gravity finally on the board here. That took 2 minutes to answer off that 11-second goal from Finn to start. So Gravity still down by 1, but still a full game ahead of us here in round 2. Right about 7:10 to go once we come out of the tubes.
Very, very patient play. Gotta give compliments, especially once more to Simon. Saw some of that earlier as well. You know, missed some shots earlier, but still had enough awareness to come back and just play the right way. Looking like he's gonna get that lone drive on the goalie, and then dish it off at the last moment to turn what was maybe an 80% shot to a 100% shot. We saw that even yesterday in some matches there as well in North America, as that shot is going to go a little bit north of the goal and back into Viatrex's mitts, who does collect and reject it to the opposite side.
Ooh, that one going very dangerously close to the goal there. It is ultimately going to be Finn, though, to collect this one in the bubble there. Finn sending that one up to that right tube there, hitting Boop, as Boop now has some room to work with. There is that chain trying to put pressure on. They do. But Taco now one-on-one, but that chain gets back just in time to stun out Taco.
Oh,
Boop
beautiful.
gets her first, but now right into the hands of Taco. Taco sends it in off of the head of Al Pacino. Good for the 2, and Washed Up is now up by 3.
Good move there. I love that Bad Internet, I believe, up top when that disc got knocked loose. Just the tap, the bounce tap pass back to the barrier where Taco was awaiting. So the wherewithal to just know, okay, last time I saw Taco, well, he was right there just 1 second ago. I don't have eyes on him, but I do have an angle, an opportunity to get him the disc. And because of that nice delivery, it did enable the score. As right now, Gravity, they're looking to score. There's the Louis just walking it right in on the goalie. Lone by himself, and he just gets the goal right back, and it's 1-point match still yet.
Yeah, it's a great goal there by Louis. Bringing it in on the underhand on the goalie there, getting 2 on the board, and now it's only a 1-point game. Gravity still down, but still 5 minutes to go here, though it is going to be Washed Up at the Shout's advantage as you come out here. Talk on Thursday, sending that one. Oh, the speed there from that stack, and it's enough to actually disrupt. Louis almost have an opportunity there, but Finn coming away with that one and going to send it down into the Gravity zone here.
That they will. They have an opportunity. Oh, the shot saved by Louis. Yet again, one of these saves we've seen, it must have been 4, 5, 6 times now we've seen in these series where at the last second they turn around, they get the grab, they save the goal, and it's going to get them another save instead from bad internet, by the way. He knows how to play. Right now, they're making a play. They got an open goal, but just overshooting, and these little small mistakes will just cost dearly.
And that one's getting sent up now to Vichex. Vichex up to Louis. Louis setting that shot in, but that one's going to ding off of the post there. Now bounce out into that trap area, but a good play to get one back, but only for a moment. Finn gets it right back from Louis. And Finn with a whole bunch of steals here in this game.
Yeah, a lot of saves coming in from Finn with the defense, the ability to make those shots. So again, when she does shoot it, she's high percentage. She won't take every single shot. She'll gladly facilitate the likes of Boop and Bad Internet, especially. Those two are just the big strikers, the heavy hitters for this team. But absolutely, I mean, now Lewis is going to go for that heavy hitting pass to Viatrex, trying to hammer it home, but couldn't find the connection. But another rebound yet again. Oh my goodness, the save there from Taco off the stun. He was out, but he still got it on a header, I believe. He is amazing today, and you gotta factor that in on any context. By the end of this series, Taco's name is gonna be well known for being an elite defender here after today. So on this play, it will be returned over to Al Pacino. Al Pacino going to Louis, and the shot is gonna... So what these hits coming in. 3 minutes left. Up by 2 for Team Gravity. To no one's surprise, it can go either way. I have no idea. All I know is this has just been one heck of a series. There's a good grab from Viatrex. So Viatrex, he's gonna get the goal. A 5-point lead now, maybe just enough to start feeling more comfortable. But obviously, until that clock hits 0, there's only going to be so much comfort to be found. Even from my end, on every single one of these plays, I'm clamming up, and it's tense. It's so tense.
Yeah, tense it is. Is this one now going to be handled there by, who's that? Simon. Simon going to back the one up to Al Pacino. Al Pacino now sending it right back up to Simon. Simon now sending it through. The chains are away. Louis trying to get there first, but that bounce is not going to be favorable. And now hitting Bad Internet in that far side tube there. Bad Internet going to send it to the near side wall, but it's going to be Al Pacino getting the grab on that. So a little ping-pong here as a Gravity 5-point lead here. 2 minutes to go left here in this round 2 after Washed Up taking that round 1 victory in this final best of 5 series of Simon juking on that wall, taking a shot, and that one's going to go wide and bounce out of the bubble. And now collected by Boop to send it away.
Absolutely. So Boop does get the clear right to the other side. Going to be slapped back on that pass to Viatrex. 1 minute 36 seconds left. And again, the more time that runs off this clock on just some of these back and forths, for Team Gravity, they're going to be okay with that. These ping-ponging, because at the moment they're in position to maybe score one more time. There's the Hanker, the dancing, and he's showing the goal exposed. And I suppose that's a great shot from Al Pacino. And 12-5. And right now, they are striving for that win here in the second. So coming back after dropping some games there, Team Gravity now maybe on a return.
And what a beautiful pass there. What a slick pass from Louis to Alp as Louis kind of ducks under the defender and very kind of reaches out and softly sends that one over to Al Pacino to put that one in. Beautiful pass. Ooh, maybe forcing a turnover here. They do. Simon coming away with that one. Simon looking for some pass options as he's juking up Finn. He does get it over to Louis. Louis up to Viatrex. Viatrex back over to Simon, and Simon's able to swing that one in for the 2, and that's going to be a 9-point lead here to Team Gravity with only 30 seconds to go. I believe we're out of time. Yes, we are. That is going to be round 2 to Team Gravity.
It's going to do it. Back at him. And because of that, we're already guaranteed an extra round here in this. It's a best of 5. So there you go. It's going to result in this tie-up on the series. This is the grand finals. This is the cream of the crop of all of Echo Arena. And I'm just very pleased with the turnout at the moment. It's going to be one more shot turned over, turned in, and inside out. Right now, Washed Up is going to be in a position where they found themselves in that first finals, where, okay, we just lost by a rather large margin. We just got to keep it calm and finish out strong.
Yeah, no, we saw this once before, and they came back from that one. We can definitely see them come back from it again. Sputnik.
But is it enough to stop a victory? And we go into this third round. It's just back and forth between these two teams. And starting off strong, Washed Up is able to put points on the board first. Within 11 seconds, Finn would find a 3 shot at 20 meters. And then Bad Internet would follow up at around 8 minutes with a great save. And following that up is Louis with another save for Team Gravity. So really a lot of defense in the first half of the match. And Washed Up is slowing it down around the 7-minute mark. The pace slows down and they find more success in the bubble with their bubble offense. But continuing forward, Team Gravity finds what they need to do. They find momentum, and they really pull ahead around the 3-minute mark. At the 3-minute mark, they've sealed the match. They've won it. 3-minute mark at 5-7, Team Gravity off of a Louis 3-pointer. And then following up, Viatrix gets an interception off the joust advantage from Washed Up and finds another 3-pointer. And then they continue to do that as they finish that match strong. They finish that round strong. And they continue to find more success on the defense of Washed Up.
Yeah, so just on a side note, we look like maybe the team's potentially doing a server switch. Not quite sure yet, so maybe a brief intermission here coming through. Not quite positive, but trying to organize that and check it out with the Discord chat and organize amongst the players as they do discuss a bit. So mind that intermission for a little bit as we figure that out, but again, it doesn't take away anything from the fact that if nothing else, this gives Dimwi and I a chance to just breathe for a moment because it's been tense and intense.
Yes,
and further,
it has.
And furthermore, we still have the North American games that are coming up in just a few hours from now. So a couple hours, in fact. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and boy, is it just exciting to watch this all unfold. And to keep chat updated here, it looks like we will be getting that switch. So just give us a few moments. We're going to get into a new server to finish out this stream and this championship series with the series up now, or tied up 1-1. And Lala in the chat saying, I'd never tried Twinkies if it wasn't for LAN and Palidore. Yeah, so harkens back to, I mentioned it a little bit earlier on the stream, those meetups and LAN events. Bringing those care packages of sorts from America over to the friendly folk in Europe for that last tournament. Of course, then in OC6, I had Tutorial Bot, who I saw in chat earlier. The famed, acclaimed Tutorial Bot coming in, and he brought a care package for people. And this is what I mean. So when it comes to this community, that's what it's all about. Have fun, but there's a lot of good camaraderie there. There's a lot of history, and I mentioned on the Discords at times too. It's almost tempting, especially with this influx of Quest users, to make an entire wiki page dedicated to it, because there's so much history and so many little things like that stories and anecdotes that you don't want to get lost, because it's been fun and it's really memorable. So even here in the position that we are in, or the position that I'm in, casting these things, it's kind of a cool full circle thing. Whereas once upon a time, it was me thinking, hey, super cool getting to compete and get to be casted by these streamers, these casters, for when I was a new player, when all of us were new players in 2017. And now, lo and behold, a few years later, full circle, there's a new influx of Quest users, and now I'm the caster. They're the ones, like in that Rookie Cup a couple weeks ago, who gets to cast them, and that's just a really cool turn of events. It's so many of the people from the OG days still around and still just showing exactly why they belong here at the top level and how much they care about being at the top level and getting that respect and finding that good team play and chemistry. It's always great. Now, that being said, how's my stalling working, by the way? We're trying to find, again, the server switch here, so that's why I'm just rambling a little bit. But at the same time, since we do have that off time, I am happy to acknowledge just the fact that this community is pretty dang great, okay? I know we have ups and downs at times, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like a family. You squabble here and there, and then you find your way back to each other somehow, and it's all good and it's all love again. So much appreciation to all of them. And yes, Sputnik.
Now, are you saying that you love us?
Have I ever not?
I just wanted to clarify that we're all, spreading the love here, but really amazing stuff from everyone, from the community, from all the viewers, all the love that we've seen in chat. And what an amazing finale for the European division. And we have the North American matchup after this. So, what more could we ask for?
More highlights. That's all I want. I want just to get to feature all these players at this level as we do make our way back into the match now. So we're at least getting ready and getting set to go. But yeah, the North American matchups, they are a couple hours away. A little bit under 2 hours from now is the pre-show. And after 30 minutes of the pre-show, we'll be transitioning into the bronze match for North America, which will be no doubt entertaining, to say the least, between King Gorillas and Infinite. And that team, the winner of that bronze match, will go on to face Team Joker, the dominant Joker, in the finals for North America for that championship. So there's a lot on the platter, and we're happy to bring it to you here in this, what is a community effort in VRML. Of course, all of us here, from the casting to the production to the moderation, all of that is community ran and organized, just by the players for the players. That's the beauty of it. So again, that's what we're here for. And the ready's up, indeed occurring, it looks like. So here we go. Thank you for bearing with us. And we are going to be rolling in for the conclusion of this series and to crown ourselves a new champion here in Europe. So looks like we got a extra in there momentarily. Just to clarify, that's 4 extra cams. We're trying to pick up some extra footage to hopefully turn in some good reels later on. That's why he's there, just to clarify for you at home. B-Love is one of our casting crew, and just trying to get that going on. So don't mind that. But over here, will be Louis with a disc, Simon as well, a big pileup forming in mid. I'm very curious to see how these teams do kind of adjust after that brief intermission. See, if it gave them time to just find some new momentum, or if they're going to be a little bit frozen on either end.
Absolutely, and looking at these teams, they're back in it. They've got the momentum, they've got the energy, and with a pass up to ceiling, Boop90 just trying to see what he's got on this defense. As he feigns a pass, he's trying to bait that defense out of position. He'll send it back for the reset.
And back to Finn. Finn's going to go for that backboard play, looking for either a shot pass either way. Doesn't get there, but second attempt, back to Finn, same position, trying to go for the bottom pass to the cutting player, but again, just slightly disjointed. Couldn't get it going, but again, the rebounds, big factor, and there it is. It's bad internet with the nice reaction timing there to grab the disc to immediately tap off, find the goal before the defense from behind could approach and steal it.
So even though they weren't able to find the passes originally, they backed it out. They took their time. They found the crack in the defense, and bad internet, by the way, was able to find those 2 points.
Yeah, so Al Pacino with the disc now, a couple minutes into this match. And you're not mistaken, chat and viewers, it is Sputnik joining us on the cast now for the in-game play calls. As Dimwi having a few connection problems, it would seem, but so apologies for that, but you know what? Great replacement here in Sputnik, who's been doing a great job on the analyst desk and also casting with us all throughout these series over the past few weeks of gameplay. With bad internet now, looking for said gameplay over to the hands of Boop. Boop going to the bow tie and backing it out for more slowdowns.
So incredibly collected play from Washed Up. They're just taking their time. They're not rushing it. They're analyzing this defense, and they're getting it into the bubble. So with the pass to ceiling, Finn to this end, and sending it behind goal to Boop. So Boop with that shot from 2 meters, just really well placed and just well paced.
Yeah, right back at him. Lower scoring once more, but one of the things, first of all, the defense, no doubt, playing a big part of that. You see, whether it's just the fast boosting or whether it's the goalkeeping, the brawls, and we've seen a lot of the goalkeeping and a lot of the brawls today so far, but just you figure the timing, because these teams coming in here on back-to-back best of fives, and you do definitely have to wonder, especially for the likes of Washed Up here, coming in 2 off the bronze match. Granted it was that 3v4 situation, but nonetheless, just playing these essentially back-to-back matches, and the more you go into a tournament of this structure as looking for the great hit on 2 diving goalies, it looks like. So a little bit of a boldness on those dives, but yeah, you got to figure, the deeper you go into these tournaments, we saw this last season as well, the preseason, you kind of tend to gravitate towards slowing it down more and more just to preserve yourself and your energy.
And they're definitely doing that, and they're finding a lot of success in this 3rd round, and it's tied up. And this is what Washed Up needs. They need to gain that momentum. They need to not allow Team Gravity to get set up and just keep them on their heels and not allow them to find any time to collect themselves.
But collecting the disc and still scoreless here. 6 minutes left remaining in this 3rd round matchup of the grand finals. Louis up high, and he's been pretty hot throughout the day, and he gets another shot. What a play. It's Al Pacino on the assist.
But they will find success with that series of passes. Lewis will get the shot at 5 meters, and they'll finally get 2 points on the board. So as we approach halftime, 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, this is what Team Gravity needs.
And for the first offensive joust coming in, they actually do give it up. Viatrax, he's going to fill it up. What did I say earlier? He might not be the first option on offense for Team Gravity, but anytime you leave him the lane, he is going to connect more often than not.
And now it's only a 1-point game, so Team Gravity will find some success off that interception. They're able to pressure this offense and defense, and get into that backcourt. So it's only a 1-point game, 5 minutes on the clock.
So right over here too, Boop on that side wall. Need to play it carefully. Don't let them score 3 times in a row for sure, because at that point, that's where you start seeing the potential snowballs affecting a team. Just mentally speaking, it's tough going scoreless for too long and seeing a team have success on that end. So with some turnovers here, that could be dangerous. There's the immediate clear and the stack, as we often expect from this team. Unable to get that first one, but actually right back to Lewis off a soft bounce. Couldn't get the clear for Finn, but look at that. Just walks right up and gets a grab, but then stunned out. And even in the back line now, some great defense being played by Boop. Really, really claustrophobic and enabling his team to boost. Bad internet lets it loose. And going up now, 9-2-5, working hard.
Washed Up finding success with that full court pressure, with that man pressure, able to force that error on the back pass, and that boosting stack out of bubble will find it with Bad Internet getting that 3 at 17 meters.
Full credit to multiple players on that whole end. I mean, Bad Internet getting the shot, but predicated off of what? The defense being played from Finn to just cause some franticness there. And then Boop as well, closing off that tunnel pass, that usually reliable tunnel pass, that back pass that teams have. It was completely cut off unexpectedly, and that's what it really enabled the whole stack to even come through and find the open goal. So just everyone really contributing on that entire play. Simon really quickly heaving it to Viatrex, but past his fingertips, still rebounded by Gravity.
So Gravity will opt to back it out to mid. Al Pacino with possession, and he's going to take his time along the floor. This is the collected Team Gravity that we need to see, that they need to be. And Lewis with the pass down to Viatrex, but Viatrex into the bubble on the floor. Simon up to shield, and then won't be able to finish it. It will go off ahead of the defender of Washed Up, and it will be a clear out towards the bubble of Team Gravity.
And it's going to even have a chance of bouncing in. Now there goes the stacks from every direction, from the midline, and Bad Internet and Al Pacino were there meeting each other pretty much head on, and getting that disc over to the rad logo there at the bottom. They're up. They're maybe looking to stall. They still have a few minutes remaining, 2:50 left in this 3rd round, and they do have control and are just trying to maintain it. If they get one more goal here, that'll be, I think, huge to build them into a potential win in round 3.
But this lead is only 2 possessions, and they'll get that pass, and they'll get the shot in the goal at 3 meters. Taco on Thursday from mid, sending it up to Bad Internet, who descends on the goal and finds that shot.
Patience, and it pays dividends. 11-5, 2:20 remaining. Offensive joust going to Al Pacino and Team Gravity.
So Al Pacino will hold from Nest. Excuse me for that cut in, kind of mixing up my timing. So Al Pacino to hold, trying to find out what the stack in front of him is doing, and they're just going to try and find that interception. They're not going to get it, and Team Gravity's just going to take their time as they approach the bubble.
And lining up their angles as well, the rectangle formation, you once again, I pointed that out earlier. You'll notice that quite frequently from Gravity. That's one of their bread and butters, is just corner to corner to corner. They have so many options. There it is. I mean, that's a beautiful series of passes and a slow work up the floor for Team Gravity. Now that is Taco on Thursday, almost getting a save yet again, but nonetheless, Team Gravity just positioning so well to bring it back closer. 4-point differential here with 1:22 remaining right here.
And we have seen so many great grabs and snags from Taco on Thursday, able to get a hand on it, but not able to stop that. And the QB of Washed Up will be able to get that pass through the boost of Team Gravity, but they're not able to find that 3 as Al Pacino's at the back line to save it.
And the midline, midfielder, just working past the hands of both. In fact, there's the immediate stat coming in. Finn's in the goal. Couldn't get the shot, though, for Simon, so it'll back out and almost rebounded there by Louis. He will actually manage to grab it, just take it out. A soft pass up top. A little bit of misdirection, but they still get it off that deflection. Into the bottom corner goes maybe one more pass. Indeed, it will be, and bringing it back within 2 points with 40 seconds remaining in round 3.
And these teams are neck and neck, and they've proved that they're so evenly matched up. It's tied up going into this third round. So with that 2-point advantage, 30 seconds on the clock, Washed Up has to maintain this if they want it.
And not a lot of time, so 22 seconds. There's the fast stack that we expected coming in from Gravity. And the secondary one, just missing, so backliner, it's going to go to Al Pacino. He has a lot of time to grab that, and Gravity has a lot of time to spread that floor. They're getting back into the goal now. Simon looking for a score. He's going for a pass, a cutoff, and one Taco on Thursday, and gets scored on by Viatrex in the clutch to force an overtime in round 3.
Talk about taking your time. Viatrex really just getting that pass outside the bubble, approaching that goalie and finding that shot in the upper pocket. Really well executed. And now we're going to have overtime.
Incredible series. This is another overtime here, another game, more comeback situations, and just incredible all around. There's a double stack rollout coming through. Maybe have some numbers. It's going to be 2-on-2 in the goal for the moment. Now turning into a 3-on-3 and getting the score. It's Al Pacino in OT. 13-11. And now it's going to be going right back in Gravity's direction.
And with that rollout from Joust, from neutral Joust, again, it seems like they're taking their time. Al Pacino will find that pass from Viatrex, and he'll just put it into that open goal. So with that, that's the third round into the hands of Team Gravity after overtime. Incredible performance from both of these teams.
What an insane comeback that was. And Dimwi taking the Sputnik role, maybe. Are you there?
I am here. Unfortunately, because of all the cutting in and out, I wasn't taking the notes as Sputnik was, so I can't really give you a recap of the game because I missed quite a bit of it there at the beginning. A good 4 minutes, I think. But no, I am back. Internet's good to go now, and kind of taking a cue there from bad internet BTW myself there is But wow, I mean, we could talk about these stats. I mean, you got round high points at a bad internet with 7. Then saves there. You got 2 to Al Pacino. Then 1 to Boop. So not a whole lot of saves in that round, which I think is really kind of a change of pace from what we were seeing earlier in the series. They kind of very much there we saw a lot of goalie saves earlier on, and it's kind of a change. Like I said, a bit of a change of pace. So I'm just stumbling over my words now as we start this round 4 here.
And these teams, they're stumbling over themselves, just trying to figure out how to win this in the fastest manner they can, because potentially looking at back-to-back 5-round series, that is some incredible endurance necessary. So these teams are just trying to find out ways to close out these games, and Gravity was able to do so beautifully just in the late round there, just a few minutes back. So on this rollout, it's going to be very important if you're washed up to convert on shots like that, because with the time just getting deeper and deeper into this tournament, into this grand finals, You just want to close this out if you can. There's bad internet, and he gets it, and he can indeed make these moves, make these plays, going for maybe the cross-passing play to Boop. Boop anchors and then leaves it into the goal. It's 2 points after all.
And there you go. That's a great feed there from bad internet to Boop. And Boop's going to pop that one in for the 2 from 6 meters out, and that's our first points on the board here in round 4, 44 seconds in. Still 9 minutes to go here, though, as that Team Gravity will be coming out to take that joust advantage.
And team, or Washed Up rather, they have been scoring first on a lot of these rounds. And of course, that's always just good for the mentality, getting started off on the right foot. So see if they can do it again. There is another turnover and one for the backstacks coming in, secondary ones as a bounce goes right into the 2-point area, but immediately back. Taco on Thursday past his hands, but saving it is Boop on that collection as they look for some more stacks yet. Back and forth.
Ooh, but Al Pacino with a quick hand sending it right back, and then takes that bounce. I think that might have been a headbutt. I'm not sure, but his Vicheck's coming away with that one, sending that one across there to Al Pacino. Al Pacino now moving in, has Louis cutting in on that far side, goes over to Simon. Simon over to Louis. Louis bringing this one in, and with a little bit of a kind of a light windmill, he pops that one in for the 2 to tie it up here in round 4.
Through that nice hesitation move right on the goal, just to freeze up the defense a little bit, and it bought him enough time to bring it even closer and hammer it through. Right up in close range. So 2-2. Shout out 2-2, and back it goes to the mid zone.
Ooh, but a quick turnover there. Simon coming away with that one. Simon sending up to Vicheck. Vicheck has an opportunity here. Oh, he's going to cross that one to Simon, and that one's just going to be out of the hands as Boop gets a bit of a boost from his partner there. Now going to turn this one around, clearing that one down in the gravity zone. Ooh, taking a shot, actually. Oh, but he does get his own rebound, takes another shot, puts it in for a 2, and Washed Up going to take a 2-point lead here with 7.5 to go.
Boop coming through with the 2 points, doing what he's been doing for the past couple hours now, for that matter. Striking with some lightning, trying to lead his team, help lead his team. Again, there's no... Every single player has been doing their part to make this series what it has been. So, anytime I'm complimenting any player on either team, it's really nothing against the other ones, because everyone just pulling through and carrying their weight, it feels like.
Oh, absolutely they are. And now it's going to be Louis trying to find that cross pass there to Vicheck. But that one's going to be off the mark. Simon trying to send it back into the bubble. That one hits a post. And that's going to allow Finn enough time and enough room to get the slap on down into the gravity zone. And now it will be, who is that getting there first? Vicheck. So it is Gravity getting there first, but he gets stunned out. That one gets away from him. So it's going to be Boop getting back to that one. Boop sending that one back there to Taco on Thursday. Taco sending it right back to Boop. Boop now has Finn on that left shoulder there. Finn going to the ceiling. Boop trying to make some space there. He pulls the defender out, gets it up to Finn. Finn now going to come in on the goal. He takes a shot, and it's good, and that's going to put Washed Up by 4.
Finn yet again with the defender bender. It seems like driving into the lanes and just hurting on high percentage opportunities. It would seem anytime she's gotten into that goal, she's not missed a lot. So very important plays. It's 6-2. There's 6 minutes left. Getting into the deep end of this tournament, and some big defensive plays off the big stuns, but still maintaining possession and control, but not for too long. Taco in the back lane.
Yeah, I saw that shot go out. Oh, Simon taking a shot there from right at mid, but that one's going to hit the star block there and bounce wide, but now handled by Louis. Louis sending this. Nice. Oh, what a read there by Boop. Simon was cutting in through the shield, and Boop got the read on that, got the interception, sent it out back to mid, but Louis coming away with that one, at least for a moment. Boop getting the sun out, getting the turnover, and sending it back through, trying to find who is that down there. That is a bad internet, but it will be Simon coming away with it, ultimately sending it back into the Washed Up zone. Now a bit of a chase for it. Looks like Washed Up getting there first.
And maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there, just unaware of how much time they had, so it will be slapped to the side wall, enabling Team Gravity to get the rebound. Up high in the cloud, it's Vicheck looking for his teammates. He checks up high, does not get it to Simon over here on the top. I think I saw the top of backboard, and I automatically just think Torin. But nonetheless, Simon going up here to Louis, and it gets another hesitation move for the 2. He's throwing all kinds of tricks just to freeze up the defenders over and over.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect goal there by Louis. Comes in right on the goalie and kind of sends it. Does that bit of a stutter step on the way in, brings it in high, puts it in for the 2. And that brings the lead down to 2. Washed Up still in the lead, but Team Gravity encroaching on them quickly as that stack is pushing really hard on these passes here. They force a bit of an error there, but it's going to be recovered by Bad Internet, who's sending that one in deep for his teammates.
And going for that clear, knowing the stack, the boosted player was coming through. A risky bounce of sorts. The defense almost closing it off. A Bad Internet getting that one, sending it over here to Taco. A spin, and he's looking to win today, at least in this round. It's 8-4. There's 4 minutes left, and maybe going to just produce yet another intense down to the wire series.
Yeah, these teams come out today looking to give us a show. Here is Washed Up going to take a 4-point lead with 4 minutes to go. But it will be Gravity sending that one to that left tube. That one getting sent up to, who's that? Louis going over to Viatrix. Viatrix, though, going to back this one out, finding Simon on the back line there. Simon going to cross that one over to Al Pacino. Al Pacino moving in, pulling that defender out. So he opens up Simon. Simon now with some room to work with. Sends this one into Louis. Louis now looking for the cutting man. Instead, he's going to walk it in. Wow. What a move there by Louis to put that one in for the 2, and we're back to a 2-point lead.
Some of these moves that these players are taking today, just maybe running on fumes almost, but they just reach deep down. They pull out these extra tricks. They're maintaining that focus, and it's so difficult at this when you've been playing this long as well, just consecutively, to be able to maintain the focus, to just not to not let up on your offense, to not just take a autopilot shot, being aware enough to say, hey, we've still got to pull up off the tricks. I can't be lazy with how I shoot this. I've got to be clever. I've got to maneuver. I've got to execute. And they did. And with 2:50 left, and it's a 2-point game, and Team Gravity is going to have a chance at offense again. I mean, if they win this round, this is championship opportunity to close it out. So big stakes. They do not want to go to a 5th round. And with a score here, we could be seeing another tie or lead for Gravity.
Louis sending that one over to Al Pacino. Al Pacino go over that shot, but that one's going to go high, and then the goalie gets a grab on that one, sending it out, but it will be Simon getting there first. Simon now does have that chain encroaching on him. Goes for that long pass there to Al Pacino. It's going to go high and bounce away. Let's see who's going to get there first. Ooh, a bunch of stuns going out there. Al Pacino with the grab first, but Finn with the turnover going to send this one away down in the gravity zone. The chains are out. The race is away. Who's going to be there first? Oh, the turnover, and that one's going to bounce out of the bubble.
Oh, that would have been an amazing, just highlight reel worthy play if that had gone through. Viatrix, some very clever maneuvers. Finn and Boop on the other side connecting for the stacks, redirecting very, very nicely. How many great grabs and steals has Finn had today? Important because they've also come at clutch times in these crunch time situations. Viatrix, though, he is in a situation where he has a disc, he has teammates, he has options, going from the backboard to the front. Finn again with some clutch defense, gets the grab, ejects it to the back line. There's up narrowly by 2, but still maintaining control. But for how long is a question, as Taco on Thursday. Just the misdirection, losing the control, and back it goes to Viatrix as they approach here. Down low, up high. So many options, and finally ties. So 120 left, 8-8, and what a great game, Dimwi.
120 left, 1 minute. What's going to actually, hold on, let me listen. Actually, we're going to have a minute, 3 seconds to go here in this game. Tied up 8-8, washed up with the joust to finish here. They got to score if they want to keep alive here, because if they get a turnover here, you know Gravity, they smelling blood right now. If they force that turnover, they're going to score. So washed up really needs to maintain control. They do it right there. Oh, I called it. Louis sends it in for the 3. Team Gravity just took a 3-point lead here, up 2-1 in the series with only 40 seconds to go. 30 seconds once we come out of the tubes. Wow, Washed Up has to. Washed Up cannot. The only way Washed Up, they have to score 3 here. They have 30 seconds to score a 3-point goal as they come out of the tubes.
Oh, wow, they need to, be careful, but they lost the disc. That shot might ice the championships, maybe a rebound coming in. No, it's gonna right back into the deep back line. They need to find someone. There's Boop. They got 15 seconds. Comms need to come in. Someone needs to go for that goal. We could be seeing a 3, an OT. Could it be going in, but getting stunned, stolen, and out? It's Viatrix, the closeout. And with that said, we've got ourselves new returning champions of Season 1 in Europe. Woo! Team Gravity.
Congratulations, Team Gravity. You just won the European VRML Championship in Season 1, the inaugural European Championship here in Echo Arena in VRML. Congratulations to these guys. That is Simon, Louis Anmo, Viatrex, Al Pacino beating Washed Up in 9 rounds in the finals here. Absolutely ridiculous victory here for these guys. You know they're feeling good right now, if not feeling a bit tired.
Absolutely. Some of that was coming through just briefly on the comms. But what a series. And absolutely, in these situations, I say how in these best of fives, these long form tournaments, battle of attrition. And boy, was that. That was a absolute war of attrition. And Team Gravity, they were on a mission. And they completed it. But oh my goodness, I don't know how I feel like we're just topping every single week. We're seeing these amazing matches. And what a way to close it out here. That was one of the best possible series. I mean, 9 rounds, you said it yourself, to close out upon. And Team Gravity did do so to reclaim their fame and just reign supreme from preseason all the way here to Season 1 and on forwards. They'll be defending now going into Season 2. What a match. I'm thrilled with what we saw.
Yeah, no, that was absolutely phenomenal. Sputnik, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Looks like you were about to cut in there. I just,
sorry.
That was an absolutely ridiculous game there between them. But go ahead.
After 9 rounds, how much is there to be said? An incredibly amazing matchup between these two teams. What a terrific postseason finale. Yeah. And just back and forth is able to take the lead early on, Washed Up looking like they were going to force a 5th round, a 10th round for this total between these two teams, but able to pull ahead with 90 seconds on the clock at 3 minutes roughly, no, at 1 minute roughly, a minute 20 seconds, you'll find this tie up. Team Gravity able to find a 2 off of a steal at mid from Boop, and then Louis will follow up with less than a minute with a 3, so making it 8-11. And then as Washed Up approaches that bubble with the time running out, with the clock ticking down, it's a boost coming from behind from Team Gravity to take possession away, stop that offensive attempt from Washed Up, and finish the round and seal the victory for them.
Absolutely. And VR Jersey over there, the player/manager there of Team Gravity, mentioning that was one of the best series he's watched. And every round just about it came down to the wire, it felt like. There were a couple ones in there. You can see in this grand finals, we had 17-5. That was kind of the outlier in this series. In the finals, that best of 5 series, the game 3 outlier, where it was a shutout, a 20-0 mercy going favor Team Gravity. But those 2 rounds aside, I mean, all the other rounds, they have come right down to the last seconds, the last minutes. There were multiple overtimes. There were game winners. There were game-winning saves. To produce that amount of just incredible gameplay in that kind of span, that is the best possible outcome you could ever hope for. And that was a pleasure to cast, pleasure to watch. For Washed Up, still again, amazing effort coming in off that Challengers Cup, last chance qualifiers just a few weeks back towards the beginning of May. And to be able to come back like that, find themselves in the grand finals and have a performance of that caliber, still so incredible to watch.
And if you're watching this from the venues on your quest and you're thinking to yourself, man, that looked like a lot of fun, you can right now open up your Quest store in the room you're in right now. Just open that thing up, search up Echo VR, download that baby right now. It's in the beta. It's going to be free once it releases. Go check it out, because if you enjoy what you're seeing, oh man, you are going to enjoy how it feels once you actually pop in. Go check that out right now, because these guys, I mean, that's how we all started somewhere. You got to start somewhere. These guys started somewhere. They're now here. You can get there as well. All you got to do is start playing. And go check that out right now. But man, what a series! What a key series between these two teams. That was absolutely ridiculous, top level play there, and I'm ecstatic. I'm on cloud 9.
Exactly. And with that said, it will be Team Gravity, the winners, like once more, Season 1 European champions. And shout out to also our sponsors, ProTube VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, Rebuff Reality, providing some prizes their side. You got ProTube giving some money and coupons there, Rebuff Reality as well, gift card and cash, and as well, personalized player jerseys. VRML player jerseys will be sent their way. And in-game, the winners here, the Team Gravity, will be receiving some unique badges to designate their victory here in Season 1. So a lot of cool rewards, and in what was just a very rewarding game to watch and to cast. It's been a pleasure for sure. The scary part, again, is we're doing it again in another hour and a half or so in North America. So starting in about an hour and a half, a little bit under from now, will be the matches for North America, third place. Although the pre-show, is going to be an hour and a half, and about 2 hours from now is the actual start time of that. So definitely tune in. I mean, we're still heading into the deep of it, and we're going to finish out this season, hopefully just as strong in North America as we did in Europe with that amazing series. But other than that, I mean, thank you again, everyone who watched, who tuned in over the course of this stream, from the pre-show and onwards. Just thank you. Over in Oculus Venues, super cool opportunity there, being featured on Venues, and over on Facebook Live, as well as Twitch, and everyone engaging in the chats. It's been a wild ride. So until the North American matches a little bit later today, I've been Palidore. That's been SirDimwi, SputnikKobra, and Wit, all contributing to the cast and the camming here for the last couple hours. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations, Team Gravity, the champions. And we'll see you really, really soon.